17.3 seconds left to go. Ball is now in the red zone. Shotgun, running back on each side. Snodgrass to the right, Barr to the left. Two receivers to the left, one to the right. Cohen takes the snap, drops back to pass, throws it one-on-one with Josiah Morgan. He's got it in the end zone! Touchdown, Clay Battelle! Seabees take the lead with 12.2 seconds left to go in the game! How about that by these Seabees? Extra point pending, a 34-28 lead by the Seabees. Sophomore Corey Cohen, the backup quarterback, throws a picture-perfect pass to Josiah Morgan to catch it in his lap, backpedaling towards the end zone, and he gets a touchdown in the right corner of the end zone.
Some will come back to this moment as the new beginning in Seabees football. Through a fierce battle on the road with the Meadowbridge Wildcats, the Seabees fought and clawed their way to victory. And on the ride home, there felt like a culture shift toward new heights. Now, Meadowbridge returns, licking their chops and ready to pounce. Will the Wildcats get their revenge, or will the Seabees make a statement and prove that they are one of the top teams in Single A? Find out next, live from Blacksville, as the Seabees take on the Meadowbridge Wildcats, right here on WAJR.com.
On 104.5 FM and 1440 AM WAJR, this is Clay Battelle High Seabees football. Tonight's game is sponsored in part by Advanced HVAC and Plumbing, keeping your home cozy year-round. Morgantown's residential HVAC and plumbing leader for over 20 years. Online at advancedheatingandcooling.info. By HealthWorks Rehab and Fitness, West Virginia's choice for physical therapy for over 45 years. When your body hurts, go to HealthWorks. Find a location near you. Go to healthworksrf.com. By Lang Monument, family-owned and celebrating families since 1874. Located in the Wharf District, Morgantown, and online at langmonument.com. By DPS Land Services, your partner in land management and acquisition, leasing, mineral buying, due diligence, and more. Our expert team makes complex land deals simple. Visit dpslandservices.com. By Vision Homes, building custom homes for area families for over 30 years. Visit askvisionhomes.com and see how easy it is to build a house you're proud to call home. By Patton Building Services, from janitorial to general building maintenance, Patton Building Services believes clean environments build better business. We don't just maintain buildings, we maintain communities. Online at pattonbuildingservices.com. And by Saving Grace Septic and Rentals, providing clean, reliable, portable toilets for every event. And when septic systems need service, we're your first call. We're local, we care, and we're there when you need to go. 304-282-7210.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Blacksville, where we have one of the best matchups in Single A. Number 5 versus number 8. The number 5 Meadowbridge Wildcats traveling all the way up north to the Pennsylvania border on the Mason-Dixon line to take on the number 8 Clay Battelle Seabees. I am Ethan Collins, and joined alongside me as always is Chance Collins. And Chance, we've been talking about this game, it feels like, for a long time. You haven't even gotten to see these Meadowbridge Wildcats. I've been seeing them for 3 years. We've seen Caden Sims tear us apart. We've seen Caden Sims go out injured. We've seen us get blown out by Meadowbridge. And we've seen possibly one of the greatest games in CB's football that we've done since calling these games last year. And now it's the best 2 out of 3. Right? Whoever wins this series. And It all ends tonight.
And it's a crucial game for all 3 of them. You got a lot of seniors that are meeting off these 3 meetings, and you see this one setting the tone for where you're going to be come single-A playoff time.
Pre-game weather conditions sponsored by Advanced HVAC and Plumbing, keeping your home cozy year-round. Morgantown's residential HVAC and plumbing leader for over 20 years. Online at advancedheatingandcooling.info. Chance, 75 degrees, not a cloud in the sky. The floodlights are on. Sun's going to go down completely probably by the end of the first quarter. You can't ask for better football weather than this, right?
Free admission. So we
Free
got
admission.
A huge crowd. We got trucks on a road across the road that I didn't even know existed over there until tonight. But now they're parking on that because that's how many people we got here tonight to see this Hall of Fame class get inducted in and to watch this really good single-A football game.
We'll start with the starting lineups. First for Meadow Bridge, and starting lineups are sponsored by Lang Monument, family-owned and celebrating families since 1874, located on the Wharf District, Morgantown, and online at langmonument.com. Once again, for the Meadow Bridge Wildcats, quarterback is Trip Rolls, but they also do a kind of two-quarterback system, and they switch between the quarterback and the tight end. So Trip Rolls, your main quarterback, and also Tony Martin, the tight end / QB2. Tailback is Caden Sims, as we've talked about. He ran rampant on us 2 years ago, the last time he was here. And then you have the fullback who took over for Caden Sims when he got injured last year. That is Bo Weichel. And then at the wide receiver positions for the Wildcats, you have Isaac Black and Trent Rolls, along with Logan Crow. The offensive line for the Meadowbridge Wildcats looks like this from left to right. Leland Vandal, Jackson Adkins. The center is Waylon Rhodes. And then Tucker Pugh and Colby Simmons. Moving on to the defensive side for the Battelle CBs, Colt Sandy at the outside linebacker position. Cameron Mercer and TJ Barr, along with Josh Wilson at the defensive line. The other outside linebacker position is Cooper Payton, and we'll also see Caleb Snodgrass come in there. Cooper Statler at the inside linebacker position. A little bit of injury news. Huggy Bear Huggins is out tonight due to a knee injury that he suffered last week, so he will be replaced. Also, Tyson Price, one of the other outside linebackers, is out with injury as well. But you'll have Trey Huggins, Caleb Bragg, and Braden Ponceroff on the defensive side. For the offensive side of the Battelle CB's quarterback, Corey Cohen, who famously, as you heard there on the little intro there, threw one of his first touchdown passes and was able to guide the CBs to victory in that close game last year. Tailbacks are comprised of Caleb Snodgrass and Caleb Hall. Wide receivers of Braden Ponceroff and Santa Fe Cody Clovis. And then the tight ends are Cooper Payton and Colt Sandy. And then the offensive line position will line up like this. The left tackle will be Zach Gump. Left guard Cooper Statler. Center position of J.J. Doshin. So the same right side and center position. Left side is where it changes up. The left guard tonight will be the mini fridge, T.J. Barr, along with Cameron Mercer at the left tackle position. So, Chance, with that, I'll give you the keys to the game. What needs to happen tonight for the CBs?
I feel like with the CBs, we have an athletic advantage. I think we've got a little bit of a speed advantage. I think the key is going to be stopping their up the middle pass rush and keeping Corey up on his feet. If Corey can get time in that pocket, I really think we're going to be able to pick their secondary apart. And as far as it comes on the other side of the ball, when it comes to that for us, I think it's almost the exact opposite, which is when you watch, I think we can get a push on that defensive line, and if we're able to get a pushback, they like to do a misdirection run game. And if we can get the pushback there to where we just kind of boggle that all up, it's going to keep them from being able to run the offense they want to run.
Keys to the Game is sponsored by DPS Land Services, your partner in land management and acquisition, leasing, mineral buying, due diligence, and more. Our expert team makes complex land deals simple. Visit them at dpslandservices.com. Chance, it is Hall of Fame night. It is also the National Guard uniform night. Now, we've also been told that there's going to be a couple number changes because some of these jerseys weren't big enough to fit onto some of our offensive linemen. They had to be special ordered tonight for Zach Gump and Cooper Statler, so they're going to be wearing different uniform numbers than they usually wear come this game. But other than that, we should see the same uniforms, and it's probably a good thing that I know these guys by heart because, Chance, I can't read those numbers very well.
No, them numbers ain't showing up, but I do like the contrast of the silver helmets with the camouflage jersey, and then you got them gray pants with the white stripe kind of contrasting too. It is a nice look.
Captains for the Seabees are Braden Ponseroff, Cameron Mercer, Cooper Statler wearing the 78 jersey tonight, and Josh Wilson. Looks like the captains for the Meadowbridge Wildcats are Tony Martin, Caden Sims. It looks like the other quarterback, Trip Rolls. So 3 captains for the Meadowbridge Wildcats, 4 captains for the Seabees. All the Seabees captains are seniors tonight. We've also noticed, Chance, before the when we were getting the pregame festivities started, there's not just us here in media tonight. There's a lot of media. We've got the Dominion Post here. We've got Metro News video reporting. We've got Tara Malone's photography. We've got 2 television networks here tonight.
I was going to say, well, it's WTV done their pregame show here earlier on.
And we've got a BOY here guy as well.
I mean, that is nice to see. It's nice to start seeing that, that name recognition. You're starting to get in competitive ball games that people want to show up and see you play.
Looking at the coin toss, and we're just waiting for that. Fans still filing in here tonight, and free admission, folks. So if you're getting a late start to your day and you feel like you want to come out and come in mid-game, can still do so. There's still some decent amount of seats here left, which is kind of surprising. Chance, it feels like everybody drove separately here tonight because there's no parking in the parking lot.
Yeah, tons of vehicle to fan average, I guess is the way you want to put it, like that.
Not a lot of carpooling here tonight.
No, there was not. Somebody didn't get that van pool note earlier in the week.
Looking at coin toss result here, looks like the Seabees won the toss and will take the ball. So we've seen that 2 times in a row now.
Yeah, LePeau wants to get, I think, his offense on the field and try to prove something early.
Can you blame him?
No. And sometimes I think it's one of them things as a coach. It's something you see on film, you think you can take advantage of, and you hope that you can. And it's one of those, if you come out the first drive with it, it gives you a chance to fix it if it don't work.
So Clay Battelle will work from our left to right here, and they will take the ball first. Once again, uniforms for tonight. 1 logo on the side, the Steelers fashioned way, having it on the right side of the helmet. Camo jerseys with gray pants. Camo jerseys have white numerals. Looks like back deep to receive for the Seabees tonight is Eli Cottrell and Braden Ponseroff.
I also want to bring something up else real quick, Ethan. In film, we see them a lot of times. They like to do the onside kick every time they come up. They don't got a really great kicker. And I see a lot more hands people on that front line for the Seabees. I see Cohen up front. I see Mercer, which I know is an offensive lineman, but an athletic one. Looks
Colt,
like we got
Sandy, Caleb Bragg. I think Trey Huggins is on that front line as well.
Yeah, they've put some hands people up there, expecting them to try to not kick this ball deep.
And Santa Fe is lined up at the second level as well. I know they want to get him the ball in terms of special teams because you get him in the open field with that speed, it can certainly work. Ball is teed up. Caden Sims is the kicker to kick off for the Meadowbridge Wildcats. They're in their teal blue helmets with white jerseys and white pants, and we miss the tee. He missed the tee, Chance.
Yes, he missed the ball completely. I know that one of the kickers on our side is relieved now. He feels like maybe that made up for the point when he lined up the wrong direction. So
What's
he's gonna
worse?
let that guy do.
I think it's probably missing the tee.
I'm going to go with missing the tee. We're going to let our kicker off.
Especially with a senior missing the tee as opposed to a freshman lining up the wrong way.
Well, now they know they're going to onside.
And looks like they're going to back it up just 5 yards and re-kick, so they will kick off the old-fashioned way from the 35. As Caden Sims gets ready, they blow his whistle. See what they do here. See if they onside it or boot it deep. They are going to boot it deep, and it's just going to go curved right out of bounds and the Seabees will take over at their own 40-yard line. Chance, you pointed this out last week. The CB, when the kickoff goes out of bounds and it's not past the 35-yard line, you get the ball where you get it taken place out of bounds. So it should be interesting here. You only got to work 60 yards to get into the end zone. Corey Cohen comes in to the game here. Once again, Zach Gump wearing the number 79 tonight, and Cooper Statler wearing the number 78 because they did not have the National Guard did not give them jerseys that fit them.
It's amazing. Some of the other guys we're talking, even the ones they're wearing, are small on them.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that'll work to our advantage. They won't be able to grab a hold of the jerseys and help us out on the tackling.
One tight end lined up behind the right side of the offensive line. Two receivers to the right. Caleb Hall is the tailback to Corey Cohen's right. Cohen lines up in shotgun, does a little hard count, and they jump off sides. By the way, the ball is at the 45-yard line on the left hash, and that will move the ball to midfield now, first down and 5. Take a deep shot.
I didn't notice the 45 either until you said that. I mean, that's 55 yards at this point to get to the end zone.
Now 50.
Yep.
You haven't even done an offensive snap yet. Same formation here. They hand it off to Hall. Hall gets into the open field, gets across the 40 over to the 35, spins by a couple of defenders and gets knocked out of bounds at about the 32-yard line. Big gain for the Seabees as they take over for another first down.
Looks like 19 yards on that. Looks like they lined up at the 31.
Caleb Hall coming off probably his best game of the season so far last week against Gilmer County. Certainly needed it. The passing game was a little bit rusty coming off the bye week. As Caleb Hall has to retie his shoes, he gets to the line late. Corey Cohen, same formation, going to roll out to his right on the strong side of the field. He's going to throw it deep. He's got Ponceroff one-on-one. He's got it at the 1. Pass complete and down at the 1-yard line. First down for the Seabees. A 30-yard pass complete to Braden Ponceroff. 11:24 left to go here in the opening quarter. And the Seabees are knocking on the door at the 1-yard line. First down and goal.
Yeah, Ponceroff had gotten behind them, and the defensive back didn't even have time to get his head turned around before he was jumping 3 to 4 feet in the air and coming down with it.
Ponceroff is the wide receiver lined up wide to the left here. A receiver on each side. Corey Cohen takes the direct snap. He goes in untouched. Touchdown, Clay Battelle.
Touchdown, Clay Battelle.
We've seen the red zone game kind of work to Corey Cohen's advantage in the run game. That's his, I believe, third rushing touchdown in 2 weeks. With 10:59 left to go here in the opening quarter, the Seabees are already on the board, 6-0.
Yeah, that's the type of drive you want to come out with when you get that ball at the beginning of the game.
Receiver lined up on each side here. Caleb Hall is the running back to Corey Cohen's right. It's the same play. Corey Cohen goes virtually untouched, lowers the shoulder into the end zone on a defender. 2-point conversion good, and it's exactly the way that you wanted to start it if you were the Seabees. 8-0.
Yeah, I'd mentioned earlier, me and you talking, I feel like this is one of them games, they're coming in with a chip on their shoulder. They want to get payback. We went down there, ruined their homecoming for them last year. They want to come up here, hit us in the mouth, and ruin us. So if you can come out and score right off the bat, I feel like, get a defensive stop here, score again, maybe take a little bit of that wind out of their sail.
Only took 3 plays to get on the board, and you score 8 points. Now it's up to the defense. And the defense so far this season has looked pretty darn good, especially against the run, and this is what Meadow Bridge likes to do. But it's a different offense than what we saw last year at Meadow Bridge.
Yeah, they went from like a stick eye to an offset eye, and now they're running a little bit of a, zone read from shotgun offense, so it'll be interesting to see.
One of their quarterbacks the other quarterback usually lines up as a tight end / fullback. He goes in motion to try and move the defense a little bit, see if you can change it up here. We talked about the kicking strategy last week. We'll go over it again. The tee is upside down, and the ball is laying flat and horizontally to try and get a flat spin going for Braden Ponceroff. It's worked so far. Let's see if it works again here. Ball is at the left hash of the 40-yard line. Braden Ponceroff set to kick this one off. Referee is looking and waiting. Hands go up. Whistle blows. And we are set and ready to go. Braden Ponceroff, little pooch kick here. Goes across, but almost between a Meadow Bridge Wildcat return team's legs. That was 85 Isaac Black on the recovery there for Meadow Bridge, but they will take over at their own 36-yard line, first down and 10.
Yeah, let's see what Meadow Bridge wants to do here offensively versus us. They are running that different style offense, so it will take time to adjust. We brought up that 2 of our outside linebackers are actually hurt tonight, so it'll be interesting to see if they can be able to put some pressure on them.
Tony Martin is lined up as the quarterback. They hand it off to Bo Weichel, and he goes nowhere. A loss on the play of about 1, and it'll bring up second down and 11. Cooper Statler on the tackle, and he was flying into the backfield there.
That kid is pumped for tonight. He said these are the type of games he likes. He likes them running offenses, gives them an opportunity to get back in there, put a little wood to somebody, and enjoy his weekend.
Looks like Tony Martin still lined up at the quarterback position. Caden Sims is lined up kind of at a slot receiver. And there was a jump. Now, I know they're slapping the helmets and they're saying encroachment, but I honestly thought I saw one of the wide receivers or the offensive lineman move of Meadow Bridge, but it was very clear and obvious that Josh Wilson and I believe that was Cameron Mercer jumped over the line. Caden Sims goes in motion from left to right. They hand it off to Weichel. He bounces to the middle of the field, gets tackled by a whole host of CBs. The initial tackler was Cameron Mercer. Josh Wilson and Cooper Payton in there to assist as well. Chance, you see a lot of hand slapping, a lot of motivation here by these CBs defensively. They are yelling. They are ready to be physical here tonight.
Yeah, and communication is key a lot of times on defense, especially when you run an offense running against you is misdirection.
Third down and 5 here. Tripp's receivers to the left, 1 to the right. They line up to pass. It's Tripp rolls. He runs to his right, and he's going to be sacked. He cannot throw the ball. That has to be intentional grounding. There's no way there's a receiver in the area, and there comes the flag. But another flag comes in late. I'm a little worried that this is going to be unsportsmanlike conduct, and the penalties are going to offset.
I think they both are going to be the intentional grounding.
So they are going to call intentional grounding on the offense. And an eligible man downfield. It is still 4th down, and it will be behind the original line of scrimmage depending on where they place that penalty. It's going to be backed all the way beyond the 30 to the 28, and that is where Meadow Bridge will have to punt. The wide receiver, Trent Rolls, is the punter back deep. Santa Fe, Cody Clovis, back deep to receive. Snap is good. Hold is good. Small arching punt. Goes across the 50 over to the 45. Now bounces across the 40 down to the 39.5-yard line of Clay Battelle. And that's where the CBs will take over first down and 10.
That was a good punt. For the
Took a nice roll after it. Didn't look good initially. Also, everybody just kind of stood. Did you notice that, Chance?
I did notice that. It was like nobody wanted to make a movement with the ball.
So the ball is being placed at their own 40-yard line. First down and 10 for the CBs. They break the huddle here. Ponceroff, the slot receiver to the right. Trey Huggins, the far receiver to the right. Caleb Hall, the running back, is to Corey Cohen's right as well. Tight end on each side. They hand it off to Hall. Hall gets across the 40 over to the 45 and is tackled by Bo Weichel at about, they're going to mark him down at the 48-yard line. It's about a 47.5, so it'll bring up second down and about 2.5 here with 9:10 left to go in the opening quarter.
Yeah, the line's getting a nice push there, Ethan. I mean, when you ain't getting touched until you're 6 yards deep into the defense as a tailback, you're just licking your chops at this point in time.
2 receivers lined up to the right here again. Cooper Payton, the tight end, lined up behind the right side of the offensive line. Fake the handoff here. Corey going to tuck it and run. Gets across the 50 over to the 45 and is tackled into the open field by number 33, Logan Crow, across the 40-yard line. They're going to mark it down at the 37 into opponent territory, and it's a CB's first down.
When we watched the film versus Pocahontas, Meadow Bridge struggled with a mobile quarterback. And I'm just wondering with that play right there if maybe Coach LePeau and them didn't see the same thing that I did. And we may see a little bit more of that as the night goes along with Corey.
Ball is at the near side hash, working from our left to right, the CBs are. First down and 10 at the opponent 37-yard line. Two receivers lined up to the left now. The tight end is on the left and the running back. Snodgrass is the ball carrier. He gets a handoff. He cuts to the middle of the field and gets across the 25 and is wrapped down by Bo Weichel at the 23-yard line, and it will be another CB's first down.
Yeah, nice push by the line. Nice hole. Even the receivers are getting involved down there with the blocking. I mean, you got to love being almost 10 yards down the field before you're being touched.
7:50 left to go here in the opening quarter. CBs have the ball first down and 10 inside the 25 at the 23 on the right side hash. They break the huddle. Two receivers to the left, running back on the left as well. Cooper Payton lined up as the tight end behind the left side of the offensive line. Colt Sandy is a tight end to the right. They hand it off to Snodgrass. Snodgrass works to the middle, works towards the weak side of the field, and is brought down at about the 17-yard line. Gain of about 7 on the play. It'll bring up second down and 3, and the CBs have the ball in the red zone.
Yeah, it's one of them right there. I think if Snodgrass would have went to the outside, he'd probably got a couple more yards, and he turned it in. Nice play by, was it Weichel, I think is how you're pronouncing it?
A little late arriving play here for the CBs. You've got 12 seconds on the play clock. They break the huddle with 10 seconds on the play clock. They hustle to the line. Two receivers to the left. It's Cody Clovis and Trey Huggins. Snap it, and timeout.
I mean, you're second and 3, second and 4. You're driving on them. You got a chance here to get up 2 scores.
Put yourself in firm control.
Yeah, well-used timeout there. Get things set up the correct way.
So second down and about 3 here for the CBs. Ball is at the 17-yard line on the right side hash. Receivers have lined up to the left side. Chance, would you like to take a shot to the end zone here?
I really thought as late as that play coming in, I kind of felt maybe that's what they were going to try to do. Now that we've had to use a timeout, I can see them maybe doing 2 plays right here in the huddle, and I think the first one will be a run coming out of here.
6:43 left to go in the opening quarter. CBs have the ball in the red zone and are up 8-0. They forced Meadow Bridge to a 3-and-out. Meadow Bridge comes into this game undefeated and number 5 in single A. The CBs have 1 loss to Cameron in week 1 of the season and are number 8 in single A. 2 receivers to the left here. Cody Clovis, the slot receiver. Trey Huggins, the far receiver to the left. Cooper Payton is the tight end lined up behind the left side of the offensive line. They hand it off to Snodgrass. Snodgrass has 1 man to beat. If he can get by him, he's into the end zone. Yes, he is. Touchdown, Clay Battelle. The instigator says, you want to come over here? It's just me and you. We can get to the end zone if you want to. And he said, I'll take you to dance. Touchdown, CBs. 6:36 left to go in the opening quarter, and the CBs have a 14-0 lead.
The line right now is just dominating their defensive line. It's a beautiful thing to watch when you get to see them big uglies go to work, and it looks like a ballerina dance out there. They're doing such a job.
A bunch formation lined up tight to the right side. Trey Huggins is the lone receiver to the left. Corey Cohen takes the snap. He's going to take it himself, fumbles the ball, and it's going to be recovered by Meadow Bridge, and the play will be whistled dead. That was Caden Sims on the strip and tackle there, and the 2-point conversion is no good, but the CBs retain a 14-0 lead. We'll take a break and come back. We'll have the kickoff here on WAJR.com.
Josh Heinerman here with Advanced HVAC and Plumbing. For over 25 years, we have been making Morgantown homes cozy and efficient. From emergency repairs to energy-efficient upgrades, your comfort is our top priority. A proud supporter of high school athletics, Advanced is the area's only factory-authorized Carrier dealer but we can service any brand or model. Carrier, turn to the experts and turn to Advanced.
This is Clay Battelle High CB's football on WHAR.
Welcome back to Blacksville, where the Seabees have a two-score lead, 14-0 over the Meadow Bridge Wildcats. Chance, we said this was a statement game, and we also said that the Seabees needed to come out, smack them in the mouth. That's exactly what they've done.
Yes, right now the players have done everything we've asked of them. In the pregame when we talk about what you need to do, they've controlled the line of scrimmage on both sides so far, and put some points on the board in the process.
A low driving kick that goes right to the 40-yard line. It is Isaac Black that falls on it again, and Meadow Bridge will take over right there at their own 40-yard line. All right, put me in the mind of Meadow Bridge here, Chance. What do you need to do to try and even get a semblance of momentum?
I mean, right now they're just going to – I still think they're in a run your offense. They're not in panic mode yet. It's still way too early in the game to get there. But you do got to get some semblance of a push on your offensive line.
Pistol formation here. They hand it off to Caden Sims. He tries to go right up the gut, and it is going nowhere. Maybe a gain of 1 or 2 on the play, but he is met by a whole host of Seabees. I saw Cooper Statler's cleats, the unmatching neon cleats of pink and orange, up in the air. So that man's going to be involved on every tackle, as you said. These are the games that he thoroughly enjoys.
Yeah, it was. Watching the film from the game last year on the grass field down in Meadow Bridge, you almost couldn't tell Cooper was out there because his white jersey had just completely turned into green and brown.
I think that game also really signified that the Seabees needed new away jerseys because those were dirty and ripped apart. 2nd down and 8 here. They fake the handoff to Weichel. It's Sims on the keeper lined up in a Wildcat formation. He does get some space and is across the sticks to the 1st down, and they will be in opponent territory here at the 47-yard line of Clay Battelle, and it will be a 1st down. So we've seen that new wrinkle kind of in their offense where Caden Sims lines up as the kind of quarterback in a Wildcat formation, and you have your two best runners of Sims and Weichel lined up to kind of take the ranks.
Yep, and they always say the first down's the hardest. So at the same time, let's see if the CB start to make adjustments during this drive because Meadow Bridge is starting to put a drive together.
Same formation here. Caden Sims lined up to take the snap. He runs to the weak side of the field, doesn't get very much. He gets probably to the 45. That would be a gain of 2 on the play, and it will bring up 2nd down and 8. For Meadow Bridge.
Right now the CBs just look like they're trying to not give anything easy up. Make sure they follow the ball, get to it, and hit something.
Looks like they are going to line up with an actual quarterback. Nope, that is still Caden Sims lined up to take the snap. Both of the quarterbacks lined up as tight ends. Sims going to throw the ball here. It's tipped and caught, leveled by Cooper Statler. Are they going to say that's a catch? Okay. All right. Going to be one of those games. Okay. 3rd down and 1 here after the catch made by, I believe that was the tight end, Tony Martin.
23 rolls on the catch. Yep.
3rd down and 1 here. Same formation. 2 fullbacks or quarterbacks, tight ends, whatever you want to call them, lined up to the right. Sims takes the direct snap. I think he did get to the sticks, but that's it. A gain of 1 on the play. That will move the chains, and it'll bring up 1st down and 10. The ball is now at the 37-yard line. Chance, it feels like they're moving the ball effectively, but at the same time, they've really only gotten about 10, 15 yards.
It is. They're driving down the field, as you say, but it is in small chunks. You've had a couple plays that look like they could have been questionable in the process. Nothing's been easy for them, which as a defense, that's what you want to do.
4:20 left to go here in the opening quarter. CB's lead by a score of 14-0. as they get a late arriving play. Play clock is at 10 seconds. Now they line up. Looks like Trip Rolls is lined up at quarterback. Bo Weichel, the tailback. They motion Caden Sims from right to left, hand it off to Bo Weichel. Guess what? The man goes nowhere. Seabees are saying they have the ball. We're waiting on a signal from the referee, and it's Seabees football! Just when you thought maybe Meadow Bridge could get a little sliver of momentum, they fumble the ball, and the Seabees take over at their own 35-yard line, first down and 10.
That was Cooper Payton come in from the outside there, Ethan. Put his helmet right on the ball, and it just squirted loose.
4:03 left to go in the first quarter. The Seabees have the ball up 14-0 at their own 36-yard line. Ball is placed on the left side of the middle of the field, but not quite at the left hash. Two receivers lined up to the left, a tight end on each side. The tight end to the left is behind the offensive line. Running back is to Corey Cohen's left. That's Caleb Hall. He gets the handoff and is into open space. Gets very close to midfield. They're going to mark him at midfield, and it will be a first down for the Seabees and a little bit more. Timeout for Meadow Bridge. They need to take some time and talk about it. We'll take it with them. Back in 60 seconds here on WAJR.com.
Z-Bart is your local expert for automotive appearance and protection products and services. And now, Z-Bart can apply the ceramic Z-Gloss paint coating to your vehicle for a shine that never goes away. No more waxing. No more rubbing. No more settling for a less than perfect finish. No more. Z-Bart's ceramic Z-Gloss is a 3-layer coating that preserves your vehicle's incredible shine. Get the glossy details online at zbart.com. Z-Bart of Morgantown, just off I-68 exit 7, Fort Pierpont Plaza.
In a world
This is Clay Battelle High Seabees football on WAJR.
.353 left to go in the opening side, and at midfield, first down and 10. Meadow Bridge, that was like a basketball timeout chance. You needed to just tell your boys to settle down a little bit before the Seabees got a little bit too amped up. I'm gonna pull you before you even can get a thought in here. Two receivers lined up to the right, a tight end on each side. Cooper Payton, the tight end to the right, is lined up behind Zach Gump. Caleb Hall to Corey Cohen's right. They motion Cody Clovis from right to left. Cohen drops back to pass, throws it towards the middle of the field, and it's going to be lined up short. He did get contacted with as he let go of that ball. If Meadow Bridge were to turn around, that probably could have been a pick. Nobody had it turned around because guess what? Every Clay Battelle receiver was behind the Meadow Bridge defender.
And it was one of them I brought up earlier in the game, keeping Corey up, giving him time. And that time there, we kind of failed at the protection of the offensive line. You can't complain with as good as they've been doing in the running game, but at the same time, you need to keep that quarterback up in the passing attack.
3:48 left to go in the opening quarter. Still at midfield, second down and 10. Two receivers lined up to the right. Caleb Hall, the tailback, lined up to Corey Cohen's left. They motion Cody Clovis again. They fake the handoff to him. They hand it to Caleb Hall. Hall gets across midfield over to the 44, and there's a late flag.
Flag on the play.
The only thing that I could think that it would be a face mask. And it is a face mask on the defense.
I'm going to say, it was nice hustle there by Caleb at the end of it. Mm-hmm. Nice effort. Like, he should have been down at 5 yards, but he spun out of one of the tackles and was able to get 2 more yards. And in that process, got 15 more yards with the face mask.
It's actually going to be a 5-yard incidental face mask here. Caleb Hall comes out. Caleb Snodgrass comes in.
I'll be honest, I didn't even know that 5-yard even existed anymore.
I didn't either. Caleb Snodgrass, once again, coming in for Caleb Hall. If you need the end zone, Caleb and Caleb will find it. Patent pending. Two receivers lined up to the right. They hand it off to Snodgrass. Snodgrass not going anywhere. Wrapped up by Caden Sims in the backfield. The first negative play by the CB so far this game. Sims lined up at that middle linebacker position, was able to find a gap, wrap up Caleb Snodgrass, and he's not easy to bring down. We see him bounce off a lot of tacklers, but that's that's how you know how talented Caden Sims is. Anyways, 2nd down and 11 here. 2 receivers lined up to the right. Caleb Snodgrass to Corey Cohen's left. Hard count, jumped, move it 5 yards.
Let's make sure this is on them before we. Yep, I see the one ref pointing. Yep.
Once again, Corey Cohen must have an awesome hard count.
You know, he has gotten us several yards this year with his cadence.
2:38 left to go in the opening quarter. CBs have the ball in opponent territory at the 35-yard line on the right hash. Up 14-0. 2 receivers to the left. Caleb Snodgrass to Corey Cohen's left. Tight end on each side. They hand it off to Snodgrass. Snodgrass waits for his blocks, and he's wrapped up in the backfield by Bo Weichel. And that'll bring up 3rd down.
I can tell you this, Bo Weichel, as far as Meadowbridge goes, he hasn't given up yet. That boy's still shooting the gap. That's the 2nd tackle he's got in the backfield on Snodgrass. And we mentioned that pressure right up the middle. We evidently need to make an adjustment on it because they're coming right between our guard and center and able to get into the backfield.
3rd down and 8 here for the CBs. 2 receivers lined up on each side, but Cooper Payton is lined up as a wide receiver wide to the right. Cohen drops back to pass, 3-step drop, looking deep. He's got a man if he can find him, and it's dropped by Braden Ponceroff. Would have been a touchdown if he had it. 90 seconds left in the first quarter, and it's 4th down.
It is amazing to see what Corey Cohen can do in that pocket when he's given time. That was on there. I know Ponce nobody can, be mad at himself more than he is right now. He knows the pass was there.
I understand it's an easy catch, you're wide open, but at the same time, it's an over-the-shoulder catch. You got to look over it and just hope that it kind of falls into your hands. It's picture-perfect pass. Unfortunately, Ponceroff not able to corral it. Same formation here. They're going to go for it on 4th down. Hard count. They jump again.
And now you can possibly run it if you want to.
4th down and 3 now. Ball is going to be placed at the 32. The line to gain is the 29. Cody Clovis comes out. The Sandman comes in. Colt Sandy.
I think on this one, Ethan, if I'm the coaches, I want to get Corey outside. I'm going to roll him and tell him we need the 1st down more than we need anything. Pass it if it's there or run it if we can get the 1st down.
Well, wide receivers lined up on each side.
They almost just jumped again.
They did jump again, Chance. They jumped again.
Are you telling me they had us in 4th and 8 and we're going to get 2 offside penalties here and a 1st down?
Wow. Ball is now placed at the 27-yard line. 1st down and 10. Chance, if you're going to keep giving us that kind of free yardage,
you're in trouble.
Yeah.
And the sad part is 2 good plays by Weichel there. Mm-hmm. Set us up in long distance. You want to give Meadowbridge credit where they were at, and then I don't know what happened as far as their defensive line went.
Snodgrass is still the running back here. 2 tight ends lined up to the right. They fumbled the snap. Snodgrass falls on it. Little bit of lapse in concentration here by the CBs. This drive hasn't gone as well as the previous 2. Caleb Snodgrass comes out. Caleb Hall comes in. Clock is rolling here as we approach 1 minute, 20 seconds left to go in the opening quarter.
Yeah, you really don't want to, use a timeout this early, your 2nd timeout. But there is some part of me that, right now, if this play don't go well, I'm thinking about it if I'm the CBs.
Snap is good this time. Corey drops back to pass. He's got a man wide open over the middle, but he's not able to find him. It's Colt Sandy. Incomplete. 59.5 seconds left to go in the first quarter. CB's in the 3rd and 13. Being told that they were in a cover 3 guys back deep, but they were covering 4 guys with 3 defenders. One you'd really like to have back.
Yes.
3rd down and 13 here. You may want to just do a little quick pass or a run here if you're the Seabees to try and get some yardage and make a 4th down, 4th and manageable. 2 tight ends lined up to the right, a receiver on each side. Corey going to tuck it and run. He gets across the 30 down to about the 25. That's exactly what they do to try to make it 4th down and more manageable here. The line to gain, Chance, is the 17 and a half. You are going to have to run another play here before the end of the first quarter. If I was them, I would call the offsides penalty again.
It seems to be working pretty well. The coaches have been going to it.
$20 seconds. 10 seconds on the play clock here.
They're going to call a timeout, I believe.
Nope, they're going to snap it. Corey Cohen fakes the handoff. He might get to the 1st down. He's churning. He's got it inside the 15, and that's going to be another CB's 1st down. That will probably be the final play of the first quarter there. Wow, what a play by your quarterback.
Brings the ball up to the 15-yard.
And that will be the final play of the first quarter. We'll take a break and come back. That's the end of the first. CBs have the ball in the red zone, up 14-0. You are listening to Clay Battelle CB's football here on WAJR.com.
Health works for you. For rehab and fitness too.
Keeping high school athletes healthy is something that HealthWorks Rehab and Fitness takes great pride in. That's why our certified athletic trainers work with many area schools during practice and on the sidelines during tonight's game. Unfortunately, injuries do happen in sports, at work, and at home. At HealthWorks, our goal remains the same, to get you back in action. When you need physical therapy, you need HealthWorks. HealthWorks Rehab and Fitness, Morgantown, Westover, Cheat Lake, Blacksville, Smithfield, Waynesburg, Fairmont, and Buchanan. When your body hurts, go to HealthWorks.
Our people make the difference in the way you feel each day. When your body hurts, go to HealthWorks.
This is the WHAR Halftime Show, presented by... This is Clay Battelle High CB's football on WHAR.
Welcome back to Blacksville here in the second quarter where the CBs have the ball in the red zone and they are up 14-0. Chance, we're going to get really greedy here, but it seems like they've been able to do everything at will. The CBs have their first 2 drives. Why has this drive stalled out a little bit?
I have seen a little bit more pressure up the middle by Meadow Ridge on the run game. They've gotten Snodgrass for a couple losses. They've been able to get some pressure on Corey. There has been a couple plays that Corey's had time and he missed an open receiver. We had Poncer off with a drop. We just need to clean things up right now.
1st down and 10 here at the 15. Corey Cohen takes the snap. Going to throw a little quick pass to Braden Ponceroff. It falls short. Incomplete. 2nd down and 10. I like the play design there. You're trying to get some quick throws into Corey to try and get him with some confidence. And unfortunately, it just falls short there. But once again, you cannot be discouraged if you're Corey Cohen. You're still up 14-0, and there's plenty of game time left for you to have a good game as well. Receiver on each side, tight end on each side. Cohen, 3-step drop, drops back to pass. Pressure coming. He's going to tuck it over the middle here and is thrown down at about the 11-yard line, and it will be 3rd down and very manageable there. Good awareness there in the pocket by Corey Cohen. He said, you know what? It's not an easy throw. It would have been a difficult throw. It might have been there, but I'm just going to tuck it and run and make this manageable.
And, we know Corey likes contact. Most
he does.
quarterbacks don't. Sometimes maybe he just needs to get hit a couple times to get himself in the feel of the game. So that isn't a bad thing at all. Plus, he knew the pressure normally comes from the middle, so that's the part of the field that's going to be open.
11:20 left to go here in the first half. Cohen drops back to pass. He's going to get hit as he throws a little bit outstretched for his intended receiver there. It was Trey Huggins. It'll bring up 4th down and 5. Still very manageable here. Obviously, you want to go for it. All right, Chance, what do you draw up here on 4th down and 5?
I'm still a fan of getting Corey at less than we'll say less than 10 yards. I want to get Corey to the outside, give him that option to either run or pass. I feel like their athletes on the side are lacking a little bit. If we can get them away from the middle linebackers, and if Meadowbridge is going to send pressure, they're going to send it right up the middle. Let them run to nothing.
2 receivers lined up to the left here. Caleb Hall is on Corey Cohen's left as well, a tight end on each side. Cohen rolls to his left here. He's got the option to run if he wants to take it. He's going to throw towards the end zone. It was in the hands of Braden Ponceroff, and it falls incomplete, and it will be a turnover on downs there. Once again, Chance, this passing game is just rusty.
It does not seem to be clicking at all, and it really makes you wonder, kind of like what's going on with it to a certain extent, because it just doesn't make much sense.
11:07 left to go here in the half. Meadowbridge will have a long way to go. 89 yards to be exact. 2 receivers lined up on each side here. Weichel is the tailback lined up in a pistol. They send one guy in motion. They hand it off to Weichel. Actually, it's a speed option here. I think they pitched it out to one of the quarterbacks, or I'm not even really sure who was lined up at quarterback there, to be quite honest with you. Trip Rolls was the ball carrier, and the ball is now placed at the 15 here, so a gain of 4, second down and 6.
Yeah, that's that misdirection I'm talking about. When they can confuse us, the boys on the field are confused.
It's Tony Martin lined up at quarterback. Trip Rolls is lined up as the slot receiver to the right side. Weichel is still the tailback lined up in a pistol. They send Caden Sims in motion this time. They fake the handoff, and it's a fumble.
Looks like the yardage they gained on first down,
Yep.
They're going to lose it and another yard.
So now Trip Rolls will probably line up at quarterback this time because it is a passing situation.
I know sometimes you don't, you can't, as a high school coach, always have the same quarterback out there. You got to mix it up a little bit. But at the same time, that makes your connection with your center sometimes a lot different.
Tony Martin is still the quarterback lined up. They line up in a regular shotgun formation. Martin's going to drop back to throw here. It's incomplete. It was in the hands of Caden Sims, and it went outstretched of his reach. It would have been a really good catch on his part if he was able to corral it. Caleb Bragg was almost there, ready to pick it off and take it towards the end zone on the deflection there.
Cooper Payton came around the right side. Looked like T.J. Watt unleashed, just came in and absolutely buried their quarterback in his midsection.
You mean Miles Garrett, but it's okay.
No, I'm pretty sure I mean T.J. Watt. But
lined up to punt here is Trent Rolls. He's in the end zone, and he looked like he was going to throw it and then punts it again, because if he was going to throw it, he would have been met by somebody. I believe that was Cameron Mercer. The ball dribbles out of bounds across the 40 down at the 41-yard line of Meadowbridge. So you still have the ball in opponent territory.
Yeah, your defense done what it needed to do right there. And now it's time for this offense to get rid of, I don't know, looking rusty. It's time to get this passing attack going. Because if we get the passing attack going, the run game, the way we've had it, it's just going to open up even more.
And your basic, if you're Meadowbridge on the defensive side, you're just going to say, okay, Corey, throw it.
Yep.
He will throw it. Rolling out to his left. Looking for a ball over the middle. He's got Braden Ponceroff, and he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Clay Battelle. Seabees connect on a passing touchdown. Braden Ponceroff was way beyond the defenders. Nobody on the defensive side was within 5 yards of him, and the Seabees take a 20-0 lead with the extra point pending. 9:25 left to go in the first half.
And there's what you want to see, getting that rust off of it. They got him rolled out.
He was able to set his feet, bullet pass, able to catch it, an easy target there for Braden Ponceroff to catch it in his hands. Nobody, once again, within 5 yards of him. Extra point here pending. They're going to go for 2. Receiver on each side, Cohen. drops back to pass. No, he's going to tuck it and run, and he's into the end zone untouched. 2-point conversion good, and it's 22-0. We'll take a break and come back. 22 CB's, Meadow Bridge nothing. You are listening to CB's football here on WAJR.com.
Once upon a time, there were no portable toilets, and finding relief was an adventure. Then came crowded restrooms, unpleasant and inconvenient. Enter Saving Grace Septic and Rentals, providing clean, reliable portable toilets for every event, from football games to family gatherings, even work sites. And when septic systems need service, we're your first call. We're local, we care, and we're there when you need to go. For comfort and convenience, we're your saving grace. 304-282-7210.
This is Clay Battelle High CB's football on WAJR.
Welcome back to Blacksville, where the CBs have a 22-0 lead over the Meadow Bridge Wildcats here in this number 5 of single A versus number 8 in single A matchup, and it's been all number 8. The CBs finally get it going in the passing attack. Chance, we were talking during the break, and you said you need to get the pass game going. Maybe not tonight, maybe not, well, definitely not next week, but for future games. You really need to open up that pass game to make it a threat, because you're going to be facing a lot of opponents with a lot of team speed, and you're going to be facing some double-A competition as well. If you can get a passing attack going, it opens up the run game.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to be competitive when it comes playoff time with playoff teams, you need to be able to get there.
Little pooching onside kick here. I think it's recovered by the CBs.
We got it.
It is CB's football. Recovered by
Cooper Payton?
Nope, that is Santa Fe, Cody Clovis. And the ball will be placed at the opponent 45-yard line. Chance, we said, come out, smack him in the mouth. Utter domination on all 3 phases of the game so far by the CBs.
Yep, at this point in time, the last one was big, but it kind of kept them from getting in on one play back into the game. You got a chance to stick the dagger in them in the first half here.
22-0. The CBs have the ball back after a successful onside kick. 9:20 left to go here in the second quarter. 2 receivers lined up to the right, a tight end on each side. Looks like Caleb Snodgrass is the running back. Going to do a little screen pass here to Braden Ponceroff. He cuts back into the middle of the field, bounces off a wimpy tackler. It's a foot race. Can he make it to the end zone? He's got one man to beat. He's into the end zone. Touchdown, Clay Battelle. 28-0 with 9:09 left to go in the second quarter, and the CBs strike again.
.141, 1 for 44, giving a total of 115 yards receiving for Ponceroff with 2 TDs.
And finally, you got to kind of see what Ponceroff can do with yak yards. Chance, that's yards after catch.
And I think you're building the confidence of your quarterback, too.
Cohen is going to take it himself, and he gets absolutely obliterated behind the line of scrimmage. 2-point conversion, no good, but the CBs retain a 28-0 lead. We'll take another break and come back with the kickoff. You are listening to Clay Battelle CB's football as they have a 28-0 lead over the Meadow Bridge Wildcats here on WAJR.com.
Z-Bart is your local expert for automotive appearance and protection. If you're concerned about rust and have a used vehicle, you need to know it's not too late. Z-Bart Rust Eliminator is a 3-step process. First, we pressure wash the underside of your vehicle and inspect. Next, we spray on the Rust Eliminator chemical. Then, we apply the patented Z-Bart undercoating. Add years of life to your vehicle. Learn more at zbart.com. Z-Bart of Morgantown, I-68 exit 7.
This is Clay Battelle High CB's football on WAJR.
CB's lead 28-0 with 9:09 left to go in the first half after a successful onside kick attempt. 2 offensive plays have gone for 2 passing touchdowns. The Corey Cohen-Braden Ponceroff connection back again. And Braden Ponceroff is set to kick this one off yet again.
It'll be interesting to see if we go deep or if we just try to squib it again.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. 2 timeouts left by each team. They are going to do that rolling kick. It does bounce off a Meadow Bridge defender, but he does the smart thing and catches it and just falls on it on the turf. Isaac Black, he's had some sure hands tonight.
What's the flag for?
There's a flag on the play.
No way. Cooper touched that kid. He just tapped him. There's no way. Oh, that's...
I'm going to say LePo's up there talking to the ref right now, trying to figure out what's going on.
It's a sideline warrant. Oh, it's unsportsmanlike conduct.
That's awful. Cooper literally just went like that when that kid was on the ground.
Well,
I was going to say, I'd looked away to start putting the time, and the next thing I know, I hear Ethan saying there's a flag.
That's bullcrap.
One of our journalists here is saying that Cooper Statler walked over
I wonder
and
if he
touched him
said
down.
something.
Cooper Payton. Okay, Cooper Payton touched him down.
It was like NFL when you got to touch the guy to stop him. It was like that. Come on.
I just wonder if it was if there was something said. Anyways, 9:06 left to go in the first half here, 28-0. The CB's lead. Looks like, I'm not sure who that is at quarterback. It's Caden Sims. Sims bounces to the outside, and he gets wrapped up. Believe that was Caleb Bragg on the tackle there by the CBs. It's a decent gain there by the Meadow Bridge Wildcats. They are into opponent territory at the 41-yard line of Clay Battelle thanks to the penalty. It'll be second down and about 3 here. 8:56 left to go in the half.
It was, you got to see Sims' speed there. For the first time this game, we've seen Sims be able to open up. But at the same time, you also got to see the speed of the secondary and the second layer of our defense. And they pretty well just strung him to that sideline to the 12th man.
Sims is still lined up to take the snap here. Claps his hands together, hands it off to Bo Weichel. Guess what? Bo Weichel is wrapped in the backfield by the Cameron Mercer and Josh Wilson, 2 seniors, making a nice big play in the backfield there as it brings up third down and about 4.
Yeah, that unbelievable play by Mercer. Broke right through the line, wrapped him up, and it ain't easy getting that Weichel down. He's a decent-sized feller out there at the tailback position.
So third down here and about 4. Sims still lined up to take the snap. Weichel is to his left. Both of the quarterbacks are lined up as tight ends to the right. They fake the handoff to Weichel. Sims is into the open field. It's a foot race. Can he get past the last man? He cannot. Believe that was Caleb Bragg on the tackle. They're into the red zone, and it's first down Meadow Bridge at the 16-yard line. So now you've seen a little bit of what Caden Sims can do when he gets into the open field chance. You probably think that they're going to ride this out here at least until maybe the end of the half.
Yeah, at this point in time, though, if you're the CBs, you can't rest. 28-0. You don't want to give them anything to be positive about when they go into that locker room. It's time to lock down here and keep them out of that end zone.
Same formation, but everybody's over to the right this time. It's a little reverse play to one of the quarterbacks. That's Trip Rolls. He goes into the end zone. Touchdown, Wildcats. Trip Rolls gets the first score on the board for Meadow Bridge, and it's 28-6 with 8:01 left to go in the first half. Chance, once again, another wrinkle into that playbook there. Sims looked like he was going to tuck it and run over to the strong side, and he just reverses it, hands it off to one of the quarterbacks or tight ends, split ends, whatever you want to call it. And Meadow Bridge lines up to kick an extra point here. Go ahead, you were saying.
I was going to say, with their offense that they run, that's what it takes is just a couple good runs, and then the misdirection works.
The kick is no good. It gets hit onto the back plate of one of the offensive linemen, so the score retains 28-6. We'll take a break. When the CBs come back on offense, you are listening to Clay Battelle CBs Football here on WAJR.com.
Health works for you, for rehab and fitness too.
Keeping high school athletes healthy is something that HealthWorks Rehab and Fitness takes great pride in. That's why our certified athletic trainers work with many area schools during practice and on the sidelines during tonight's game. Unfortunately, injuries do happen in sports, at work, and at home. At HealthWorks, our goal remains the same, to get you back in action. When you need physical therapy, you need HealthWorks. HealthWorks Rehab and Fitness, Morgantown, Westover, Cheat Lake, Blacksville, Smithfield, Waynesburg, Fairmont, and Buchanan. When your body hurts, go to HealthWorks.
Our people make the difference in the way you feel each day. When your body hurts, go to HealthWorks.
This is Clay Battelle High CB's football on WHAR.
8:01 left to go in the first half. CB's will put their hands team out for the first time since the opening kickoff as Meadowbridge scores for the first time, and the CB's still retain a 28-6 lead. Chance, you said that you probably want to keep the foot on the throat here and score if you're the CB's. Do you want to put together a long, methodical drive of running, or do you just want to say score however you can, maybe throw it?
Score however you can right here. It did only take Meadowbridge a minute and 5 seconds to score on that last drive. It just goes to show you that they can put up 28 points just as easy as we can.
Ball goes straight out of bounds here. They mark it at the 39-yard line or 40 of Clay Battelle. Let's see where they mark. Let's see where they place the ball here, because let's see where they mark it. Still waiting. They will mark it at the 44.
We'll take that.
Okay. Two wide receivers lined up to the left here, tight end on each side. Cooper Payton is the tight end to the left, and he's lined up behind the left tackle. Caleb Hall's the running back. Cohen drops back to pass, rolls to his right, looking for a man. He's going to throw a little bullet pass, and it's incomplete, and there is a very late flag on the offensive lineman. And they're going to say an eligible receiver downfield.
I can tell you there was contact on
Braden
Ponceroff early, too. I mean,
it's going to be, they're going to say the ball was uncatchable, though.
We have a flag on the play.
The weird part about it is that there is no flag for an eligible man downfield, and here's why, Chance. I was going to go to this point. The flag is placed at the 47. The rule states that an eligible man downfield has to be 4 or 5 yards down the field to be an eligible man downfield. So guess what?
He wasn't further enough down the
field. He wasn't further enough down the field, so it'll be 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, the ref may have been thinking the ball was spotted at the 40, even though he should know better because he's standing on that line. But, at the same time, they seem to be – the beginning of this game started out with very few flags.
And now it's getting flag happy.
And now it's getting flag happy.
Two receivers lined up to the left here, tight end on each side. Caleb Hall, the running back, lined up to Corey Cohen's left. They hand it off to Hall. Hall fumbles it on the exchange. It's picked up by Corey Cohen, and he somehow gets positive yardage. It's going to be marked down across the 50. Actually, it's going to be marked down, at the 49-yard line of Meadowbridge, and it will bring up 3rd down and very manageable.
You got to see it there. The CB said, if you can do misdirection, we can too. They hand it off to Caleb Hall, who purposely fumbles the ball onto the ground, gets tackled, and then so Corey can pick it up and run it. Like, I didn't see that one in the playbook earlier this week, but it worked for a good 6 yards right there.
Little Nebraska fumble-rooski here. 3rd down and 4. Two receivers lined up to the left of Trey Huggins and Braden Ponceroff. Caleb Snodgrass is now at the running back position. Hard count, and guess what?
We'll take a first down.
We'll take a first down. Encroachment on the defense. That was number 73. That is Nicholas Hammonds.
Looking at the size of that boy, Corey may have hollered donut. And he jumped. And, I mean, I wouldn't blame him either. I won't blame him either. I like me a cream-filled donut from time to time. So,
ball's at the 44, 1st down and 10 for the CBs here. Same formation. Caleb Snodgrass is still the running back. Cohen drops back to pass, rolls to his right, looking for a receiver. He's going to throw it to the out route. Nice footwork there by Trey Huggins.
That was a very good catch by Huggins.
Chance, I don't know if you know this, but Trey Huggins is a former quarterback of 100 Hornets. And he shows the nice little footwork that you see in the fundamentals of a quarterback. Because I don't know if you know this, but David Sills was also a quarterback turned wide receiver.
Now that you bring it up, I remember that, but I couldn't. It's one of them don't stand out in your mind, but I do remember hearing that.
I'm making a broadcaster's joke. I'm kind of being sarcastic here because everybody says that. Anyways, ball's at the 34 on the left hash, first down and 10 for the CBs. Receiver on each side, 2 tight ends lined up behind the right side of the offensive line. Reset the play clock here, please, says the referees. We will do it and start right over again. Caleb Snodgrass is the running back, lined up to Corey Cohen's right. Snap is a little low. Cohen's just going to keep it himself. He does get a couple of yards, 2 yards. Ball is now at the 32. Second down and 8.
Gain of 2 on the play.
6:15 left to go in the first half here. CBs have a 28-6 lead. Chance, I talked about putting together a long, methodical drive. You're kind of doing that here, but it's just with the tempo of the offense. You don't need to be in a hurry here. You can take your time if you want as the CBs break the huddle with 15 seconds left on the play clock. Same formation here. Receiver on each side, 2 tight ends to the right behind the right side of the offensive line. Cohen going to do a quick little screen pass to Ponceroff. Ponceroff breaks away from his, does a little body gyration, but it doesn't work. Isaac Black on the tackle there for the Wildcats. It does bring up third down and manageable here. The line to gain is the 29. The ball is placed at the 33. Third down and about 4. As we approach 5 minutes and 20 seconds left to go in this first half.
Now third down for the CBs.
Receiver on each side. Peyton and Sandy, the tight ends, on behind the right side of the offensive lineman. Cohen, 3-step drop, looking to throw. Deep ball, laying it out there. 50-50 ball! It's a 90-10 ball and a touchdown for Braden Ponceroff.
Touchdown, CB.
Beautiful pass, beautiful catch. And the CBs take a 34-6 lead with 5 minutes left to go in the first half. Whew. Anything to add there, Chance?
Just this Cohen and Ponce connection right now, and Ponce went up and got that. It was still a very nice thrown ball by Corey, though. But at the same time, Ponce did have to go up because there was some decent coverage by the cornerback on that.
And Isaac Black does have a couple inches on Ponceroff, but at the same time, I mean, just the technique and high pointing the ball by Braden Ponceroff is just second to none. Extra point pending here. They'll go for 2. Receiver on each side. Cohen drops back to pass again. He's going to throw it over to the tight end in the flat. Cooper Payton has it in the end zone. 2-point conversion good. And Meadowbridge has an injured player. So we'll take a break while they check him out.
Conversion is good.
And your score, CB's 38.
That's Caden Sims. With 5 minutes left.
Meadowbridge 6.
The score now, Clay Battelle.
Gas stations are paying $11 an hour. That's not a career. It's a paycheck. But in the energy industry, your son or daughter could start at $25 an hour with full training and benefits. No college debt. Real work, real skills, real money. This is about opportunity. The American dream is still alive, and it's waiting right here at home. DPS Land Services. Learn more at dpslandservices.com.
Z-Bart is your local expert for automotive appearance and protection. If you're concerned about rust and have a used vehicle, you need to know it's not too late. Z-Bart Rust Eliminator is a 3-step process. First, we pressure wash the underside of your vehicle and inspect. Next, we spray on the Rust Eliminator chemical. Then, we apply the patented Z-Bart undercoating. Add years of life to your vehicle. Learn more at zbart.com. Z-Bart of Morgantown, I-68 exit 7.
This is Clay Battelle High CB's football on WHAR.
(36-6) the score between the Clay Battelle Seabees after the 2-point conversion was good. And 5 minutes left to go here in the opening half. Meadowbridge will get the ball one more time before the end of the first half, at least one more time. Low booming kick. It gets past the defender, is going to scoot, and will fall out of bounds.
At the 10-yard line.
I think they'll mark it at the 10 or the 11. Do you think that touched him on the way over there, Chance? Do you think that he maybe should have taken a risk and seen if that ball would have gone out of bounds? Or if it didn't go out of bounds, step out of bounds and then catch the ball?
And touch it to make sure it's out.
Yeah.
You know, it's hard to teach a young kid sometimes some of those things over there when a lot of times in high school football anymore, especially in single A, you don't get that deep kickoff a whole lot.
3 seconds taken off the game clock
Does look
here
like
on that kickoff.
They're going to mark it at the 11.
Sims is back in. Caden Sims was the guy hurt on the 2-point conversion. They're going to fake the handoff to Weichel, and it's the quarterback, Tony Martin. Keeps pushing forward, and he's across the 15, very close to the 20. They'll mark him at the 19, and it'll bring up second down and short. They'll actually mark it at the 20, and it'll be second down and 1. 4:36 left to go here in the first half. Clay Battelle leads by a score of 36-6. Meadowbridge deep in their own territory. They're going to have to put together a long drive. And they do run the ball a lot here, so you may not get the ball before the end of the half unless you force a stop. Going to drop back to pass here, and the pass is short. That was Tony Martin, the quarterback, and Trent Rolls was the intended receiver. Chance, I said their throwing quarterback is Trip Rolls, not Tony Martin, and we kind of now see why.
Yeah, but at the same time, I think they were trying to
open it up a little bit.
Confuse us a little bit, do something that they normally don't do with him at the quarterback position.
Well, you still have third down and short to move the chains here. Why not take a shot? Going to hand it off to Weichel here. He does get across the sticks, across the 25 over to the 27.
You know, last week we held Gilmer to a negative 27 yards rushing for the game. And amazing stat. We're kind of seeing it here early that we were able to do the same thing versus Meadowbridge, but we do need to clean it up. I know we're up by 30, but it'd be nice to get a stop here before the half.
Sims comes in motion again. They're going to hand it off and then give it to Trip Rolls on a reverse, and he trips up on the turf monster, and he falls for a loss. Ball is now placed at the 25. Loss of 3 there, second down and 13. See where I did the play with words there?
I did see. I like the crypto monster because I keep thinking about cryptoids. You know, you never know when you may see Bigfoot or the Flatwood monster or any of them around. We got to see the turf monster here tonight. Doesn't show up that often.
Going to line up to pass here. It is Trent Rolls. He throws it to his brother.
He breaks a tackle.
Trent Rolls, and he does break a tackle into the open field. Stiff arms a man out of bounds. And he goes out of bounds at his own 46-yard line. Chance, probably the biggest play of the night by Meadowbridge, maybe. Could be wrong. First down and 10 here.
Giving a quick look here. I do think that was, well, nope. They had a 26-yard run by Sims on the last drive.
Rolls is still the quarterback here. He looks to throw. He's got a man wide open over the middle, and it's the other quarterback, Tony Martin. The ball hung in the air for about 4 seconds. If the CBs look, you might have been able to make a play on it, but it's another big game by the Wildcats. They're in the opponent territory at the 30-yard line. Another Wildcat first down.
I believe that was Tony Martin.
Tony Martin, the other quarterback. or tight end. Once again, you never know where these guys are going to line up.
I won't give Meadowbridge credit right now. Like, they're not giving up, and they are mixing up on the offensive side of the calling. Like, they're doing some passing and running mixture here that maybe if they'd done it a little bit earlier.
And the CBs are going to take a timeout. We'll take it with them. 2:23 left to go in the half here. Meadowbridge driving but trailing 36-6. We'll be back.
Josh Heinerman here with Advanced HVAC and Plumbing. For over 25 years, we have been making Morgantown homes cozy and efficient. From emergency repairs to energy-efficient upgrades, your comfort is our top priority. A proud supporter of high school athletics, Advanced is the area's only factory-authorized Carrier dealer, but we can service any brand or model. Carrier. Turn to the experts and turn to Advanced.
Gas stations are paying $11 an hour. That's not a career, it's a paycheck. But in the energy industry, your son or daughter could start at $25 an hour with full training and benefits. No college debt, real work, real skills, real...
This is Clay Battelle High CB's football on WAJR.
2:23 left to go here in the first half. CB's lead by a score of 36-6, but Meadowbridge is driving. Trip rolls lined up at the quarterback position here. They send the running back in motion. He's got pressure coming from his blind side. Fumble on the play. Recovered by the CBs. It's another turnover. It's Caleb Hall coming out on the edge.
Who's number 50? That was who recovered it, was 50.
That was
J.J. Doshin?
Yeah, it was J.J. Doshin on the recovery there.
That was a heck of a hit coming off the end there.
He had no idea he was coming. 2:19 left to go in the first half. CB's lead by a score of 36-6, and they have the ball at their own 36, first down and 10. Now you get to run your 2-minute offense. Sorry about running up the score here, Meadowbridge, but we got to practice this. Two receivers lined up to the left. Cohen rolls to his right, looking to throw. Deep ball, laying it out there. Trey Huggins almost has a one-handed catch. It's incomplete. He did have a hold of one of his arms and one of his shoulders. I guess they're going to say that he had a chance to catch it, and it falls incomplete.
You did get a groan out of the crowd, though. I think they were waiting on the flag and disappointed they didn't get it.
2:11 left to go here in the first half. Ball is still at the 36, second down and 10 now. But, Chance, that was also a perfectly thrown ball.
Yes, it was. That was a nice thrown ball by Corey. Wouldn't be surprised to see him go right back to it again.
Two receivers to the right this time. They hand it off to Hall. Hall bounces to the outside, now cuts up the middle of the field. He's in a foot race. Can he make some men miss? He could go all the way. Touchdown, Clay Battelle! Breakaway touchdown by Caleb Hall. Strip, sack, and he gets the rushing touchdown from the 36 all the way to the end zone, and it's 42-6. 1:57 left to go in the first half. Caden Sims comes up hobbling again, and this time it looks like it's even more discomfort here, Chance.
Yeah, I noticed him. He was down right as Caleb made that juke to the left to head this way to the open part. He was already down up at the defensive line
spot. Is it bad that I held my breath because I thought they were going to throw a penalty for some offensive line block?
It is. I mean, that's just kind of how we've been going here. It's like they've been trying to keep it closer. They are hollering for the tee.
They're going to kick an extra point. So let's see who kicks the extra point here for the CBs. Play clock is now running. Ponceroff is going to kick the extra point here. He's like Chad Ochocinco. He does a little bit of everything.
I will tell you, he did kick a 30-yarder.
He did. You are correct. Let's see how it goes. Snap good, hold good, kick is up, bounces off the defender. Does it go in? No, it does not. Kick is no good. 1:57 left to go in the first half. CB's lead by a score of 42-6. We'll be back. You are listening to CB's football here on WAJR.com.
Health works for you, for for rehab and fitness too.
Keeping high school athletes healthy is something that HealthWorks Rehab and Fitness takes great pride in. That's why our certified athletic trainers work with many area schools during practice and on the sidelines during tonight's game. Unfortunately, injuries do happen in sports, at work, and at home. At HealthWorks, our goal remains the same, to get you back in action. When you need physical therapy, you need HealthWorks. HealthWorks Rehab and Fitness, Morgantown, Westover, Cheat Lake, Blacksville, Smithfield, Waynesburg, Fairmont, and Buchanan. When your body hurts, go to HealthWorks.
Our people make the difference in the way you feel each day. When your body hurts, go to HealthWorks.
This is Clay Battelle High CB's football on WHAR.
.157 left to go here in the first half. Seabees, I said on Talk of the Town, would win this game 42-14. Chance, we've got a whole half of football to play, and it's 42-6.
It is like we felt we had the athletic advantage on them. I don't think that either any one of us seen us scoring this at will on Meadow Bridge. Like we felt even if they scored on us like this, they would at least score back. And right now, it has been total domination by the CBs, and, you know, we've needed a game like this season, I feel, against a decent opponent.
Even more important, Caden Sims is was Tony Martin. He hit Caleb Bragg. 31, sorry, that was Bo Weichel, who's going to be whistled with a unnecessary roughness penalty.
It is the thing when you get in these games like this that you expect it to be competitive, and when they start to turn ugly, it sometimes makes kids do ugly things that they normally wouldn't do. The competitive spirit gets the best of them, and I think that may have been what happened there.
And here's what's great about this coaching staff. They are mad at their players despite the penalty because they don't want to see any showboating going on even after the penalty. That's a good coaching staff.
Yep. You need to get them under control because you don't want that in a game that may be more competitive. You don't want them emotions making you lose an advantage that you may have gotten. They will start at the 36, Ethan.
So the Dominion Post reporter, well, actually, I'll get to this here in a sec. Actually, timeout whistled. I guess an equipment timeout. Dominion Post reporter Michael Griffith pointed this out. I believe that is the third touchdown the Seabees have had tonight on the first play from scrimmage on a drive.
And that's,
talk about starting fast.
Yeah, an amazing
that's what you do to start fast. Okay.
Two of them were throws of 41 and 44, and then you had the run there for 64 yards by Caleb Hall.
Meadow Bridge drops back to pass here. Trent rolls, catches it on a quick pass, and oh my goodness, Cooper Statler said, "You ain't going nowhere."
That was Cooper Statler, I believe, saying, "You want to hit one of my guys? I want to hit one of your guys."
Cooper Statler is a man, respectfully, who loves to hit people. Within the laws of the game, of course.
And that was it. He said, "You hit our guys unlawful. I'm going to show you how to do it between the whistles."
2nd down and 7 here. Ball is placed at the 39-yard line. 1:18 left to go in this first half. Tony Martin lined up at quarterback here. He's going to drop back to pass, looking for a man over, and he throws it over the intended receiver's head. That's Isaac Black. Incomplete. 3rd down and 7. 1:07 left to go here in the first half. Chance, you got to be careful here because we talked about 3 first play touchdowns. it don't matter how much time you leave on the clock. If you get 3 first play touchdowns, you don't want to leave any time on the clock.
Correct, and you're looking at third down here. If you try to pass again, an instant incomplete pass, the only thing I will talk against that is I believe knowing LePeau that if we get it back before the end of the half, we will just take a knee.
And go to the locker room.
Go to the locker room with the lead.
Maybe smart to just run the ball here if you're Meadow Bridge. A little speed option here again. Trip rolls, gets the carry, and he's going nowhere. Loss on the play back to the original line of scrimmage at the 41. The clock rolls as we have 55 seconds left. There will have to be one more snap before the end of the half here, so they will have to punt. And Chance, I mean, you talked about him getting on his players after that little kerfuffle that we had at the kickoff thing here. I think you're right, Chance. I think he's going to keep this respectable. Take a knee, go to the locker room, tell the boys to calm down a little bit, let everybody take a rest here, and we go into the second half.
Yep, I agree with that, but the one thing you may not be able to do is if this is a decent punt, which we have not seen from Meadow Bridge tonight, you may not be able to get your returner to not try to return the kick all the way.
Yeah. That's a very good point. 16.2 seconds left. They run the play clock all the way down, and Meadow Bridge calls a timeout. We will have a running clock in the second half. We won't, because it needs to be a 42-point deficit. So I would imagine the CBs are probably going to take one drive with their starters to try and get that running clock going in the third quarter, then come out with their
Meadow
backups.
Bridge will get the ball first, so, I mean, it's kind of one of them. You'll need to stop them to be able to get to that point.
Although the Caden Sims is still on the bench here, and I don't see him returning, Chance.
No, it looks like one of their trainers is actually standing by his side. I'm not even sure if his right shoe is on. I felt like when he walked off it was a higher body injury than the shoe, but at the same time, I mean, it is a little bit of a distance for us, and I didn't bring no binoculars, so.
4th down and 10 here, 16.2 seconds left to go. We'll see where who they have back deep to receive a punt. Looks like it is Braden Ponseroff. Actually, they're just playing it safe here. They're doing a punt return safe. They're actually lined up in a normal defense here, Chance. They don't care about getting a return.
Meadow Bridge looked like they were faking that last punt. I thought they wanted to throw over here to 23, and that may have scared them a little bit and said, we don't want to give no points up. Let's not even worry about the return.
Late arriving substitution here. Snap is a little wobbly, but a punt is away. Bounces at the 45, lands, takes a Meadow Bridge bounce, and will stop at the 39 with 4.6 seconds left to go in this first half. So, Chance, take a knee or take a shot?
Take a knee. Show a little bit of class, and I think that's what LePeau, when he talked to them players on that sideline, was, hey, listen, boys, this game's going great. Let's show a little bit of respect. You know, play football. I ain't telling you not to play football, but we don't need to talk. We need to let our play do the talking for us.
Looks like they are lined up to take a knee here.
We got a penalty already. I know what?
I'm so confused right now.
I am too. They decided they wanted to back the spot up another 10 yards here. I'm not quite sure why, but hey.
I didn't even see a flag on the play.
I didn't either. Unless they just lined up on the wrong line of scrimmage, but.
Take a knee, and it's halftime. All right, we'll take a break, and when we come back, we'll have the halftime show here on WAJR.com.
While others search far and wide for solutions, you know where to turn. Patton Building Services. Since 1981, we've been more than a service provider. We're a legacy. From janitorial to general building maintenance, we believe clean environments build better business. We don't just maintain buildings, we maintain communities.
Patton Building Services. Beyond cleaning. Total building care. Find us online at pattonbuildingservices.com.
College isn't for everyone, and that's okay. There's another way to build a life right here. The energy industry offers real pay, $25 an hour to start. They'll get full training, certifications, and a path to grow. It's not a short-term job. It's a career. The dream doesn't live in a dorm. It lives in hard work. And the energy industry is hiring. DPS Land Services. Learn more at dpslandservices.com.
Leaky faucet? Clogged drain? Water heater not keeping up? Josh Heinerman here with Advanced HVAC and Plumbing, where we do more than just HVAC. We are your local plumbing pros. From quick repairs to complete replacements, our licensed plumbers can handle it all. Faucets, toilets, water heaters, sump pumps, and more. We do it fast, clean, and right the first time. From drips to disasters, we've got you covered. Advanced HVAC and Plumbing.
Once upon a time, there were no portable toilets, and finding relief was an adventure. Then came crowded restrooms, unpleasant and inconvenient. Answer Saving Grace Septic and Rentals, providing clean, reliable portable toilets for every event, from football games to family gatherings, even work sites. And when septic systems need service, we're your first call. We're local, we care, and we're there when you need to go. For comfort and convenience, we're your Saving Grace. 304-282-7210.
Z-Bart is your local expert for automotive appearance and protection products and services. And now, Z-Bart can apply the ceramic Z-Gloss paint coating to your vehicle for a shine that never goes away. No more waxing. No more rubbing. No more settling for a less than perfect finish. No more. Z-Bart's ceramic Z-Gloss is a 3-layer coating that preserves your vehicle's incredible shine. Get the glossy details online at zbart.com. Z-Bart of Morgantown, just off I-68 Exit 7, Fort Pierpont Plaza.
In a world where memories fade, preserving them shouldn't. I'm Rob Lang, 5th generation owner of Lang Monument. My family has been helping Morgantown families honor their loved ones for over 150 years. Choose from granite, marble, or bronze with expert engraving and installation. A Lang member will guide you every step of the way. Celebrate a legacy that stands the test of time. Lang Monument on Don Knotts Boulevard across from the Wharf District and online at langmonument.com.
This is the WHAR Halftime Show, presented by the Mon Health System. Feel the difference.
Welcome back to halftime here, where the score, if you missed it, you've missed a lot, is 42-6. Chance, did you have this?
Not at all. I mean, I felt like we were going to win the game maybe by this score. But at the same time, I did not see this at halftime, no.
I mean, this is just absolutely incredible. It's a clinic.
It is. I mean,
you're probably not going to see Caden Sims for the rest of this game.
Which is going to make their offense a lot more susceptible to – it's going to be interesting to see if they're going to pass. If they're going to pass, they're more apt to make a mistake if they're wanting to try to get back into this game. Or maybe they just lean on Wyckoff like they did last year, or Weichel, and see if he can maybe carry the load in the second half for him again.
This halftime report is sponsored by Patent Building Services. From janitorial to general building maintenance, Patent Building Services believes clean environments build better business. We don't just maintain buildings, we maintain communities. Online at patentbuildingservices.com. And we'll go over the halftime stats here in just a second, but that is sponsored by First United Bank and Trust. My Bank for Life, online at mybank.com. Chance, go ahead and give us the first half stat review.
Looking on the Meadow Bridge side, you know, they have different quarterbacks throw. I'm just going to give a total look there. They're 4 of 7 for 55 yards, so not horrible stats there. They have a total of 73 yards rushing in the first half. Sims has 6 carries for 48 yards. He's now hurt, so that'll be interesting to see how that affects the rushing game in the second half. You go over to the Clay Battelle CB side. On that one, you've got Corey Cohen, 4 of 12, 160 yards and 3 TDs. Ponceroff, his top receiver, with 5 catches for 150 yards and 3 TDs. Then you've got Caleb Hall with 5 rushes, 111 yards, and a TD. One of the other interesting stats I was figuring up here, which I always like to look at, we brought up the point that the CBs have scored 3 touchdowns on the first play of the drive, but yet they still hold a 5-minute advantage in time of possession.
Wow.
It's 9.5 to 14.5 minutes there in that first half. So just an interesting stat I felt like coming here, because time of possession, I think a lot of time tells you who controls the game. If the scoreboard is tight, it'll show you a little bit more. We kind of look at the scoreboard, you know who's controlling it, but to still hold a 5-minute advantage like that goes to show you that Meadow Bridge has had a hard time getting anything sustained on offense.
Well, I mean, it's been an absolute clinic here, Chance. Before we take another break and then go on to the scores that we have going on around the state, it is Hall of Fame induction night here for the CBs, and just want to take a moment to recognize those people who have been inducted. Karen Stiles Church, Brent Clovis, who is I believe the father of CB's player Santa Fe, Cody Clovis. And we also have Barbara Layton Sickles, as well as Joe Statler, who talked to us a little bit before the game as well. And he's also a delegate member in Congress. And also a member of our coaching staff, Mr. Harold Butch Varner, as he's being inducted right now. And then we also have 2 teams being inducted into the Hall of Fame as well. The 1966 to 67 CB's men's basketball team and the 1984 CB's football team. Also coached, by the way, Chance, by Mr. Ryan Wilson.
You know, when me and you started calling games, that's who the head football coach of the Clay Battelle CBs was. I do miss Mr. Wilson. I enjoyed the conversations we got to have with him, and happy I got a chance to call some games during the end of his career. And, of course, if I am correct, he got inducted last year individually into this Hall of Fame class. And, I mean, we look here. I love the point, you know, we had free admission night. We got to see a lot of people show up, and it's awesome to see on this Hall of Fame night to get to see these people get this award in front of a group of, you know, fans like this, a crowd this big, to be able to accept that in. And, I mean, can't help but to say, you know, Coach Butch there, you know, it's nice to see him in. He always has an entertaining word in the locker room or the coach's room. And, you know, he's one of them guys that you just can't help but to appreciate.
Got to have in your locker room kind of guy.
Yep.
Got to have in your locker room, got to have on your coaching staff kind of guy. Yeah. Absolutely. We'll take a break as there's 12.5 minutes left to go on the halftime clock. We'll take a break and come back with scores around the state. You are listening to Clay Battelle CB's Football here on WAJR.com.
Josh Heinerman here with Advanced HVAC and Plumbing. For over 25 years, we have been making Morgantown homes cozy and efficient. From emergency repairs to energy-efficient upgrades, your comfort is our top priority. A proud supporter of high school athletics, Advanced is the area's only factory-authorized Carrier dealer, but we can service any brand or model. Carrier. Turn to the experts and turn to Advanced.
Gas stations are paying $11 an hour. That's not a career, it's a paycheck. But in the energy industry, your son or daughter could start at $25 an hour with full training and benefits. No college debt, real work, real skills, real money. This is about opportunity. The American dream is still alive, and it's waiting right here at home. DPS Land Services. Learn more at dpslandservices.com.
Z-Bart is your local expert for automotive appearance and protection. If you're concerned about rust and have a used vehicle, you need to know it's not too late. Z-Bart Rust Eliminator is a 3-step process. First, we pressure wash the underside of your vehicle and inspect. Next, we spray on the Rust Eliminator chemical. Then, we apply the patented Z-Bart undercoating. Add years of life to your vehicle. Learn more at zbart.com. Z-Bart of Morgantown, I-68 exit 7.
Health works for you, for rehab and fitness too.
Keeping high school athletes healthy is something that HealthWorks Rehab and Fitness takes great pride in. That's why our certified athletic trainers work with many area schools during practice and on the sidelines during tonight's game. Unfortunately, injuries do happen in sports, at work, and at home. At HealthWorks, our goal remains the same, to get you back in action. When you need physical therapy, you need HealthWorks. HealthWorks Rehab and Fitness, Morgantown, Westover, Cheat Lake, Blacksville, Smithfield, Waynesburg, Fairmont, and Buchanan. When your body hurts, go to HealthWorks.
Our people make the difference in the way you feel each day. When your body hurts, go to HealthWorks.
Now back to the Mon Health System halftime report on WHAR.
42-6, that is your score at halftime between the Clay Battelle Seabees in the Meadow Bridge Wildcats. Seabees lead. Catch you up on some scores. That is sponsored by Saving Grace Septic and Rentals, providing clean, reliable toilets for every event. And when septic systems need service, we are your first call. We're local, we care, and we're there when you need to go. 304-282-7210 is their phone number. First up for Quad A, Wheeling Park trailing Morgantown by a score of 21-0 in the third quarter.
And we did hear before that Wheeling Park starting tailback may not be playing that game. We haven't heard officially if that was a problem, but we also heard that they had scored, 19 TDs, and he had scored 17 of them, or they'd scored 17, he'd scored 15. There was only 2 all. So that could be, still nice to see 21-0, but you just don't know if they don't have an offense to kind of throw back at you.
Number 2, George Washington is trailing number 6, Parkersburg, by a score of 17-9 at halftime. Number 5, University up on, tied with Butler, PA, at 14 at halftime. Spring Mills is up on Washington 41-0 in the third quarter. Woodrow Wilson up on Preston 25-20 at halftime.
It's a little bit closer than I was thinking it would be.
Martinsburg up on Musselman 28-14 at halftime. St. Francis in Ohio up 27-0 on Cabell Midland. Jefferson up on Hedgesville 35-0 in the third quarter. Hurricane is up on St. Albans 38-0 in the second quarter.
You say 38-0. Did Hurricane replace their team? Like the transfer portal kicked in and they
got some eligibility.
They brought in Martinsburg's second string so they could. Yeah, that is amazing score right there.
Bridgeport is up on Fort Hill, Maryland, 28-7 in the third quarter. We're moving on to AAA scores now. Number 2, Greenbrier East up on number 24, Shady Spring, 22-0. Quad A side, Cabell Midland is up on number 10 in AAA Capital, 24-0 at halftime. Princeton up on Winfield, 28-14 at halftime. Fairmont Senior up on Buchanan Upshur, 34-10 at halftime. Nitro up on Point Pleasant, 35-0 in the second quarter. At halftime between Herbert Hoover and South Charleston, and Herbert Hoover leads 41-0. Riverside in Quad A trailing number 11 in AAA Spring Valley 6-0 at halftime. Yesterday, Elkins beat Grafton by a score of 35-7. Hampshire up on Northern Garrett, Maryland is leading number 14 Hampshire 28-7 in the third quarter. AA side, Sissonville and Pikeview scoreless. Roane County in AA is up on Ripley at 22-15 in the third quarter. Robert C. Byrd up on East Fairmont 21-14 in the third quarter. AA side, Wayne up on Lincoln County 9-3 in the second quarter. So is it all field goals or?
It must be. Either that or a safety and a touchdown, I guess, with an extra point.
Goodness gracious. Brooke is up on Eastern Liverpool, Ohio 14-12. AA side, Lincoln up on Lewis County 21-6 in the second quarter. We move on to the AA side. Frankfort up on Mountain Ridge, Maryland, 35-0 at halftime. Philip Barber up on South Harrison, 35-0 in the third quarter. Petersburg up on Doddridge County, 7-0 in the third quarter. Scott and Mingo Central tied at 0 in the second quarter. Scott 1-3 on the year. Mingo Central 5-0. Logan up on Clay County, 7-0 in the second quarter. Kaiser up on Weir. Kaiser is in AAA, Weir in AA, but Kaiser is up 17-0 in the third quarter. AAA side, Nicholas County is tied with number 9 in AA, Midland Trail at 13 at halftime. Oak Glen up on Steubenville Catholic 20-0 at halftime. Tug Valley up on Riverview 28-6 in the second quarter. That is a halftime score. Liberty Raleigh up on Westside 22-16 in the second quarter. East Hardy is in Single A is up on Double A side Summers County 56-6 at halftime. So if you ever think that it could be worse for Meadowbridge, think of it that way. You're not down 56-6. Polka up on Braxton County 14-7 in the third quarter. Marietta, Ohio is 0-6 and leading Williamstown 14-0 in the third quarter. Berkeley Springs and Southern Garrett, Maryland tied at 0. Moving on to single A scores now. Barnesville, Ohio Shamrocks, who are 5-1 on the year, defeated now 4-2 Wheeling Central 43-14. Wahama up on East Reedsville, Ohio 20-10 in the third quarter. Man is defeating Sherman in the second quarter by a score of 6-0. Pendleton County trailing Tucker County 28-20 at halftime. Chapmanville up on Tulsia 35-0 at halftime. Chapmanville, a AAA side playing single A side Tulsia. Work County up on Webster County 28-0 at halftime. Montcalm trailing Roanoke Catholic Virginia 21-0. Greenbrier West trailing Fort Fry 48-0 at halftime. Buffalo in Double A, Buffalo Putnam leading Calhoun County 42-7. Ritchie County up on Gilmer County 26-0. Tigrets Valley defeated Richwood by a score of 29-12. Richwood, next opponent for the Seabees, now 0-5 on the year. Tigrets Valley moves to 2-4. Bridgeport, Ohio Bulldogs taking on Valley Wetzel, and the Bulldogs lead Valley Wetzel Lumberjacks 36-0 in the second quarter. And Double A side Wyoming East up on Mount View 13-0 in the second quarter.
And you did mention, you said Ritchie is up 26-0
on Gilmer County.
Gilmer County. I can say a little bit of a shocker because I know Ritchie's having a down year. But I'm really happy to hear that because that is homecoming for the Ritchie Rebels. I do have a senior daughter down there, Callie Joe, that is a senior at Ritchie County, and I'm happy to see her group of students that she's went through school with get a chance, having a tough season like they have been, to get a chance to enjoy the homecoming festivities and get a big, hopefully finish it up there and get a big win.
I cannot get over the fact that Man, who is 2-3 on the year, is actually now tied with Sherman 6-6 in the second quarter.
That is, because I end up watching, I told you I went ahead a little bit after watching way too much time of Meadowbridge on the film room and decided to look ahead to Sherman and Oak Glen. Watched about half a game of each one of them to kind of see what we were coming up against, because I think we all agree anybody can beat anybody on any given night, but we feel pretty confident on going to Richwood that we're going to come away with a win down there. And I will tell you, I was highly impressed with the film I seen on Sherman, and to see them struggling like that, it is a shocker.
You'd like to see them struggling in a couple weeks when they come here on Saturday to play the Seabees. Anyways, any final thoughts before we take an extended break and get this second half started?
I mean, you look at them scores, you had, I believe that a lot of them scores in single A, the Tucker County, Pendleton was going the way that if you're the CBs you would like. You like the point that Wheeling Central Catholic lost at this point in time. We talked about in the preview show, they're only playing 8 games this year, so they bye week and play and bye week and play and then take off 2 weeks before like the first week of the playoffs. But you and me are both interested to see with how the WVSS-AC does the point system, how that may affect them, because that second loss can go a long way when it comes to that point system and how they do it, of dropping them down. And we wonder if maybe they only get 1 home game in the playoffs instead of 2. And we know that is a team that if you can get them off of turf
in November,
sometimes you can play with them, because they're a very technical team that their losses always seem to come at places with a muddy field somewhere in the middle of October and November. So those just kind of some of the pointers that come up. I am happy to see Morgantown, also one of the high schools here in Monongalia County, getting you can say their tailback's out or not, but you can only play the team put in front of you. And so far, they're handling business with that team in front of them.
All right, we'll take a break, and when we come back, we'll have the second half of action here on WAJR.com.
While others search far and wide for solutions, you know where to turn. Patton Building Services. Since 1981, we've been more than a service provider. We're a legacy. From janitorial to general building maintenance, we believe clean environments build better business. We don't just maintain buildings, we maintain communities.
Patton Building Services. Beyond cleaning. Total building care. Find us online at pattonbuildingservices.com.
College isn't for everyone, and that's okay. There's another way to build a life right here. The energy industry offers real pay, $25 an hour to start. They'll get full training, certifications, and a path to grow. It's not a short-term job. It's a career. The dream doesn't live in a dorm. It lives in hard work. And the energy industry is hiring. DPS Land Services. Learn more at dpslandservices.com.
Leaky faucet? Clogged drain? Water heater not keeping up? Josh Heinerman here with Advanced HVAC and Plumbing, where we do more than just HVAC. We are your local plumbing pros. From quick repairs to complete replacements, our licensed plumbers can handle it all. Faucets, toilets, water heaters, sump pumps, and more. We do it fast, clean, and right the first time. From drips to disasters, we've got you covered. Advanced HVAC and Plumbing.
Once upon a time, there were no portable toilets, and finding relief was an adventure. Then came crowded restrooms, unpleasant and inconvenient. Answer Saving Grace Septic and Rentals, providing clean, reliable portable toilets for every event, from football games to family gatherings, even work sites. And when septic systems need service, we're your first call. We're local, we care, and we're there when you need to go. For comfort and convenience, we're your saving grace. 304-282-7210.
Z-Bart is your local expert for automotive appearance and protection products and services. And now, Z-Bart can apply the ceramic Z-Gloss paint coating to your vehicle for a shine that never goes away. No more waxing. No more rubbing. No more settling for a less than perfect finish. No more. Z-Bart's ceramic Z-Gloss is a 3-layer coating that preserves your vehicle's incredible shine. Get the glossy details online at zbart.com. Z-Bart of Morgantown, just off I-68 Exit 7, Fort Pierpont Plaza.
In a world where memories fade, preserving them shouldn't. I'm Rob Lang, 5th generation owner of Lang Monument. My family has been helping Morgantown families honor their loved ones for over 150 years. Choose from granite, marble, or bronze with expert engraving and installation. A Lang member will guide you every step of the way. Celebrate a legacy that stands the test of time. Lang Monument on Don Knotts Boulevard across from the Wharf District and online at langmonument.com.
Josh Heinerman here with Advanced HVAC and Plumbing. For over 25 years, we have been making Morgantown homes cozy and efficient. From emergency repairs to energy-efficient upgrades, your comfort is our top priority. A proud supporter of high school athletics, Advanced is the area's only factory-authorized Carrier dealer, but we can service any brand or model. Carrier. Turn to the experts and turn to Advanced.
Gas stations are paying $11 an hour. That's not a career, it's a paycheck. But in the energy industry, your son or daughter could start at $25 an hour with full training and benefits. No college debt, real work, real skills, real money. This is about opportunity. The American dream is still alive, and it's waiting right here at home. DPS Land Services. Learn more at dpslandservices.com.
Z-Bart is your local expert for automotive appearance and protection. If you're concerned about rust and have a used vehicle, you need to know it's not too late. Z-Bart Rust Eliminator is a 3-step process. First, we pressure wash the underside of your vehicle and inspect. Next, we spray on the Rust Eliminator chemical. Then, we apply the patented Z-Bart undercoating. Add years of life to your vehicle. Learn more at zbart.com. Z-Bart of Morgantown, I-68 Exit 7.
This is Clay Battelle High CB's football on WAJR.
Welcome back to Blacksville as we get this second half started between the Clay Battelle Seabees and the Meadow Bridge Wildcats. Seabees lead by a score of 42-6. Second half kickoff away, fumbled on the return, but it goes back into the hands of Isaac Black. And the Wildcats will take over first down and 10.
At their own 42. You know, if you're the CBs, you just want to come out here. You don't want to get anybody injured. You'd like to get through the third quarter, even if the score just stays the same. And then in that fourth quarter, give them second-string younger players an opportunity to go out there and get some experience.
Meadow Bridge lined up with Tony Martin at quarterback, 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Lined up in a pistol formation. Bo Weichel is the tailback behind the quarterback. Still do not see Caden Sims into the game. Do a little reverse pass to Trent Rolls. He tries to bounce to the outside, but he ends up going nowhere and is tackled behind the line of scrimmage by a whole host of CBs. It'll be a loss of 1 and second down and 11. Yeah, I'm seeing Caden Sims on the bench.
Yeah, it's something you never like to see, especially for a star player.
On his senior year.
But at the same time, if you're them, you're probably also looking, you hope it ain't serious, but to them, you look at that scoreboard and you go, tonight may be over with, but injuring him anymore may ruin the rest of our season and trying to make the playoffs as we go in.
Same formation, 2 receivers on each side. Martin still the quarterback. Now they line up in shotgun. Bo Weichel to Martin's left. They send a wide receiver in motion. They line up to pass here, and I think Cooper Payton may have gotten a hand on that, but it falls incomplete nevertheless, and it's third down and 11 for Meadow Bridge.
I do already see Jacob Layton getting a chance to come out of here out of halftime, starting on the defensive line, so there is some substitutions already being done by Mr. LePeau.
That's not a huge substitution because Jacob Layton is a guy you feel very comfortable in giving snaps to. Anyways, third down and 11 here. 2 receivers lined up to the right, 1 to the left, a tight end on the right. Pistol formation for the Wildcats. Rolls at quarterback. He drops back to pass. It's a screen pass over to Weichel. Weichel tries to get into the sticks, gets laid out.
Fumble!
And now there's a flag on the play.
Why are they just not throwing it?
I mean, I know he leveled the guy, but that's not a personal foul.
I don't think so.
I'm pretty sure that Weigel probably right now is wanting the license plate on the bus that hit him, but that is not a penalty.
And let's see what they whistle here. As it's right now, it's CB's football because it was recovered by Clay Battelle, but we have to sit and wait for a referee call to understand how this is going to go. Unless it's a penalty on the CBs, it is not a first down.
Because it was not, I mean, it was helmet to helmet, but it was face mask to face mask. Like, he come in to wrap him up. I don't see how you can call a personal foul on this, but I've seen weirder things happen.
They are going to call personal foul on the defense.
I mean, maybe I'm showing my age here, but we might as well just put flags on the side of them if you ain't allowed to hit nobody like that.
So the fumble will not count, and it will be a first down for Meadow Bridge as it is a personal foul on CB's.
And I think the exact definition of that personal foul is too hard of a tackle is what we're going to go with at this point in time. That was a phenomenal hit by Cooper Statler. It was clean. And I hear Cooper hollering over. I think the coach was saying, keep your head in the game.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
He's like, I'm not worried about it.
He was also showing his shoulder, but like I say, it doesn't matter. 10:40 left to go here in the third quarter. First down and 10 for the Wildcats. Rolls, lined up at quarterback. Drops back to pass, looking for a deep ball, and it is a fought ball, and it's going to fall incomplete. Simultaneous possession there by Trent Rolls and Cody Clovis. It gets stripped away and falls incomplete there. Like to have the pick, but at the same time, he has a couple inches on him.
I will tell you this. There was a play in film versus Pocahontas County. That exact same thing happened in the end zone, and 23 pulled it out of the hands of the defender who had caught the interception and got the touchdown out of it.
Wow. Second down and 10 here. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Hard count. Encroachment on the defense this time of the Seabees. So it'll be second down and 5 here. Ball's placed at the 30.
I mean, I understand you need to call penalties when it happens, but at the same time, their right guard stood up. I don't know how that's not on them.
Rolls still the quarterback. Whistles blow. False start. And we'll move it right back.
For those of you who were hoping to catch the beginning of the WVU Mountaineer game, we may want to go ahead and advise you that it may be at halftime before we get out of here to see.
Here's the thing. That game really isn't worth watching. 10:04 left to go in the third quarter. 2 receivers lined up to the right, 1 to the left, tight end on the right. Pistol formation for Meadowbridge. Rolls, drops back to pass, looking to throw, and it is this time going to be picked off. And I don't think you're going to take this turnover off the board. Picked off by Trey Huggins. And 9:47 left to go here in the third quarter. The Seabees have the ball for their first possession of the second half at their own 19-yard line.
Nice play on the ball there by Mr. Huggins. He got up there, played the ball well. It was kind of laid up there for him. He had a good time to look at it. But
so first down and 10 for the Seabees' first possession of the second half. Looks like most of the starters remain in the game, and that is the case.
I believe at this time you want to work that passing game as much as I hate to say it. You want to try to get the rust off of it and keep things going. 2
receivers to the right, 2 tight ends to the left. They send one in motion. They're going to toss it to Santa Fe, Cody Clovis. He tries to bounce to the outside. He goes nowhere. Took for him a while to get going. Tony Martin makes the tackle in the backfield, and the Seabees will have to take a second down snap at their own 15-yard line. Second down and 14.
It was like he wanted to cut it up early there.
Yeah.
And it almost
just kind of waited a little bit too long. Needs to just plant his foot and go.
And it's either there or it's not there, but at least you're not losing the 5 yards on it.
Same formation here. Trey Huggins is the far receiver. Cody Clovis still at the slot on the right. They hand it off to Snodgrass this time. Snodgrass goes to the 20, stiff arms a man and is wrapped up. And the line to gain, by the way, is the 29. They're going to mark him down at the 22. So it'll bring up third down and quite manageable here with 8:45 left to go in the third quarter. Seabees working from our right to left here as they're in their National Guard unis tonight. The camo with the silver helmet, one logo on the right side in the gray pants.
I do see Josh Wilson has replaced Cameron Mercer.
Yes.
On the offensive line. Mercer's actually over here on the bench.
Cohen hands it off to Caleb Hall. Hall's got some space. He gets across the first down sticks and is down at the 33. So that'll move the chains and a first down for the Seabees. And Caleb Hall coming up a little bit winded here. I think he's got a little bit of a stinger.
I can also tell you that Mercer over here on the bench is writhing in some pain. I haven't figured out if it's the left or right leg just yet, but he does not look comfortable.
All right, 2 receivers to the left here. 2 tight ends on the right. Cohen with Snodgrass to his right. Clovis gets the toss on the jet sweep, tries to cut up field, but good recognition there by Bo Weichel. He tackles him behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of 1. It'll be second down and 11.
I feel like the speed that Clovis has at that play should work, but it just isn't working.
7:15 left to go here in the third quarter. Caleb Snodgrass is a fairly decent-sized individual, but he looks so tiny compared to Zach Gump. And I know we talk about it all the time, but Zach Gump is such an extremely large individual. Anyways, two receivers to the left, tight end on each side. Cohen going to drop back to pass, rolls to his right, looking for a man downfield. Does he have Clovis? It's broken up, incomplete, and it will be 3rd down and 11 here. Pass was there. Clovis was behind the defender. Cohen just threw it kind of across his body. That ball can only go so far.
Well played by the defense, too. I felt like Meadow Ridge played that better than they've played a lot of passes tonight.
A little bit of a mass substitution here. Looks like Colt Sandy is coming out. Braden Ponceroff comes back in. And Ponceroff looks like he's going to line up at the tight end position. Nope, he's going to line up at wide receiver. But he's tight to the line of scrimmage. Now he motions in the backfield. Looking for a man, and they throw it. It's a tight end screen, a little bit of misdirection. Cooper Payton stiff arms a man. He's able to move the chains, and he gets a 1st down. Cramp coming here by Cooper Payton.
There's a kid who doesn't deserve a cramp, but you can understand why. He has been all out on both sides of the ball tonight, having a phenomenal game. That was a beautiful catch right there from a tight end.
Also having a phenomenal season, if we're being honest.
He is, but I mean, in a big game like this, he showed up.
Sandy comes back in. Seeing a couple guys falling over with cramps. Looks like Caleb Hall is also on his legs trying to stretch them out. Mercer still hobbling a little bit. He gets off the bench now, though.
I believe Mercer may have been hitting the no-no spot. Just kind of watching his reaction over here. And so
timeout called by CBs. We'll take it with them. 6:04 left to go in the 3rd quarter. CBs have the ball. 1st and 10, up 42-6. You're listening to Clay Battelle CBs football here on WAJR.com.
Health works for you, for rehab and fitness too.
Keeping high school athletes healthy is something that HealthWorks Rehab and Fitness takes great pride in. That's why our certified athletic trainers work with many area schools during practice and on the sidelines during tonight's game. Unfortunately, injuries do happen in sports, at work, and at home. At HealthWorks, our goal remains the same, to get you back in action. When you need physical therapy, you need HealthWorks. HealthWorks Rehab and Fitness, Morgantown, Westover, Cheat Lake, Blacksville, Smithfield, Waynesburg, Fairmont, and Buchanan. When your body hurts, go to HealthWorks.
Our people make the difference in the way you feel each day. When your body hurts, go to HealthWorks.
This is Clay Battelle High CB's football on WAJR.
6:04 left to go here in the 3rd quarter. CB's lead by a score 42-6 with the ball. Colt Sandy lined up at wide receiver, and he has Cody Clovis immediately to his left. Those are the two receivers on the right side. The two receivers on the left side are Braden Ponceroff and Trey Huggins. Pistol set. Corey Cohen hands it off to Caleb Snodgrass. Snodgrass takes a couple of defenders with him and falls forward across the 45 down to the 44. It'll bring up 2nd down and 4.
Yeah, we got that HealthWorks commercial in, like you said, just in the nick of time with all the guys we got over here being looked at by the trainers.
You see some of these guys doing stretches and stuff like that. 5:30 left to go here in this 3rd quarter. They break the huddle, same formation here. Josh Wilson and TJ Barr are the linemen on the left side. Cohen lined up in a shotgun with Caleb Snodgrass to his right. Fake the handoff. Cohen going to keep it himself. Cuts infield. Goes across the 30 over to the 35. And now to the 20. Takes a couple of defenders and rolls forward to the 15-yard line. CBs are in the red zone. If you heard yeah from the crowd coming there, that was Corey's dad loving what he's seeing from his son.
Sometimes I wonder if his son wouldn't have scored there, but he likes hitting people so much.
He does.
That he decided just to run into the defender for the fun of it.
5 minutes here to go in the third quarter. CBs have the ball in the red zone at the 15-yard line. Ball's placed at the middle of the field here.
Nice, Josh Wilson got out there they pulled him from the tackle position, getting out there trying to get out, and he led the way. Nobody showed up. And then Corey Speed just ended up blowing by him.
Ponceroff lined up at the tight end spot on the left. They hand it off here to Snodgrass. Snodgrass tackled by Bo Weichel and Waylon Rhodes. Minimal gain, but still a gain of about 3. It'll be 2nd down and 7. Ball is placed now at the 12-yard line.
You got Huggins over here doing this where he kicks his leg up and touches his toe thing. I mean, something I've never been able to do my entire life, but I take it he's doing it to try to keep them cramps from showing up.
So 2nd down and 7 here. Ponceroff lined up at the wide receiver spot, slot to the left, and Trey Huggins is the other receiver. No tight ends, shotgun, Caleb Snodgrass on his left. Cohen going to keep it himself. Tries to get towards the end zone. Truck stick, extends the ball. Is he in? No. Ball is at the 1.
I kind of felt he crossed the line or the goal line there myself, but he'll have. I'm sure that LePeau will pay him for that run right there.
3 minutes, 30 seconds left to go here in this third quarter. Ball's at the 1 on a 1st down and goal. But at the same time, though, your quarterback just laid the hit stick on somebody. Probably doesn't like to see that.
No, and probably isn't expecting it from the quarterback position. The defender isn't.
Little pitch play here to Snodgrass. Snodgrass only needs 3 feet. Just fall forward. Is he in?
I believe he is, but we haven't got the call.
We still wait. They're saying fumble recovered by Meadowbridge. Okay. So 1st down here for Meadowbridge. I believe it's probably recovered in the end zone as well, so they'll take the ball out to the 20.
I will be interested to see that on the video because I really felt like he was already in the end zone. And it just took forever. They come over, and I guess the Meadowbridge guy did have the ball, but, if he didn't.
And they do call it a touchback, by the way, so Meadowbridge will get the ball for good measure at their own 20-yard line. 2 drives, 2 turnovers, 1 by each team to start the second half. 3:04 left to go in the third quarter. CB still lead 42-6. 1st down and 10 here. Ball is placed on the left hash. Pistol formation. Looks like Rolls is in at quarterback. He hands it off to Weichel. Weichel going nowhere. Tackled in the backfield by J.J. Doshin and Josh Wilson. Loss of 2 on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 12.
Doshin on Wilson on the attack for the C's. Loss of 2 on the play.
Looks like Tony Martin is now in at quarterback. 2 receivers on each side. They line up in shotgun. Weichel, the running back. Going to drop back to pass here. Wilson immediately pressured coming from behind. It's picked up by Braden Ponceroff. And the CBs will take over 1st down and 10.
Ponceroff landed funny there. He's limping a little bit.
He's just a little limp in there, but he looks like he's walking it off. 1st down and 10 here. Now for the CBs at the 23-yard line.
1st down, CB.
Receiver on each side here. 2 tight ends to the right, behind the right side of the offensive line. Snodgrass in at running back. He gets the carry, cuts back to the middle of the field, takes the defender with him as he's dragged down by the back of the jersey, and he is going to be marked down inside the 10 to the 7, and it'll be 1st down and goal for the CBs.
He ran like a kid that had a touchdown taken away from him there.
Same formation here. They hand it off to Snodgrass again. tries to fall forward down at the 2.
I heard somebody in the crowd holler, give it to him again.
Do it again.
Takes the ball down to the 2-yard line.
1:50 now left to go here in the third quarter. Low snap. Cohen taking it himself. In, untouched. Touchdown, CBs.
Touchdown, CB.
It'll be... Nope, it's 48-6 now. The CBs lead with the extra point pending. Wouldn't be surprised to see them try and kick an extra point here. Nope, they're going to go for 2. Receiver on each side, 2 tight ends to the right. Snodgrass, the running back, on Cohen's left. Snap is good. Little 50-50 ball out of the reach of Ponsarov, so it's incomplete. 2-point conversion, no good. Still 48-6. We'll take a break, and when we come back, we'll have the kickoff here on WAJR.com.
In a world where memories fade, preserving them shouldn't. I'm Rob Lang, 5th-generation owner of Lang Monument. My family has been helping Morgantown families honor their loved ones for over 150 years. Choose from granite, marble, or bronze with expert engraving and installation. A Lang member will guide you every step of the way. Celebrate a legacy that stands the test of time. Lang Monument on Don Knotts Boulevard across from the Wharf District and online at langmonument.com.
Josh Heinerman here with Advanced HVAC and Plumbing. For over 25 years, we have been making Morgantown homes cozy and efficient. From emergency repairs to energy-efficient upgrades, your comfort is our top priority. A proud supporter of high school athletics, Advanced is the area's only factory-authorized Carrier dealer, but we can service any brand or model. Carrier, turn to the experts and turn to Advanced.
This is Clay Battelle High CB's football on WAJR.
1:44 left to go here in the third quarter. CB's lead by a score of 48-6 over the Meadow Bridge Wildcats. Each team has had a possession in the second half. Each team has had a turnover, but the Clay Battelle CB's capitalize on the second turnover and get it into the end zone. Corey Cohen on a low snap took it in himself. Kickoff is out of bounds at the 25, so it'll be placed at the 35-yard line, first down and 10. Seen a lot of defensive substitutions here for the CBs. I'm seeing Eli Cottrell, the ball hawk himself, coming into the game. Snodgrass is also in on defense. Jacob McLaughlin also in at outside linebacker or the safety position. Bragg is still in. And then we also have Briston Dirty Reed in as well. Pistol formation, 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Weichel is the running back. Rolls is the quarterback. Rolls going to keep it himself. Gets tackled by a defender and then takes a couple of guys with him. The guy able to finally bring him down was Damon Cohen, younger brother of Corey Cohen.
Interesting stat here, Ethan, taking a quick look on the back, and if I have the possessions right, I believe we have 5 scores tonight in less than 2 minutes taken off the clock, like in those drives. So,
second down and 2 here. The line to gain is the 45. Same formation. Actually, it's 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Still in a pistol, though. Rolls going to drop back to pass here. They're throwing a deep ball, laying it out there, and it's fumbled. It has to be fumbled, and it's recovered. You cannot say that he was down.
He got
but
the ball
he did
back.
Get the ball back.
He was saying he was down. He'd recovered the ball is what he was saying. But Eli Cottrell played that once again perfect. And I almost thought to myself that Rolls made a mistake because you don't want to go into Cottrell land. You know what I mean? You just don't want to go there. The guy comes away with the ball all the time.
28-yard line now in opponent territory after that big gain, but it could be the final play of the third quarter. We'll see if they like to run one more play. 10 seconds on the game clock. Looks like they are going to run one more play. Rolls the quarterback still. They hand it off to Weichel. Weichel gets across the 30 down to about the 25-yard line. He's tackled by Damon Cohen and TJ Barr, and that is how we will end the third quarter. When we come back, we'll have the final quarter of action here on WAJR.com.
Leaky faucet, clogged drain, water heater not keeping up? Josh Heinerman here with Advanced HVAC and Plumbing, where we do more than just HVAC. We are your local plumbing pros. From quick repairs to complete replacements, our licensed plumbers can handle it all. Faucets, toilets, water heaters, sump pumps, and more. We do it fast, clean, and right the first time. From drips to disasters, we've got you covered. Advanced HVAC and Plumbing.
Once upon a time, there were no portable toilets, and finding relief was an adventure. Then came crowded restrooms, unpleasant and inconvenient. Answer Saving Grace Septic and Rentals, providing clean, reliable portable toilets for every event, from football games to family gatherings, even work sites. And when septic systems need service, we're your first call. We're local, we care, and we're there when you need to go. For comfort and convenience, we're your saving grace. 304-282-7210.
This is Clay Battelle High CB's football on WAJR.
Welcome back to the fourth quarter of action here on WAJR.com, where the Seabees have a 48-6 lead, but Meadowbridge is driving. They're at the opponent 25. Second down and about 6 here. Two receivers lined up to the right, one to the left, pistol or shotgun formation here. Rolls the quarterback, keeps it himself, and he gets a few yards here. The starter's still in for Meadowbridge, but CBs have gone to their JV squad. Third down and 1.
You just love to see the experience for these younger players. This is what
played 3 games in a row.
Yeah, it's what gives you a program that you can
build off of.
Yep.
All right. Third down and 1 here. Going to hand it off to Weichel. Weichel, I don't know if he got there.
The spot of the line judge on the other side, I believe they gave it to him.
Okay. That's fine. First down here for, hang on. Actually,
They may measure this.
Nope, they're going to say fourth down. All right. 11 minutes left to go here in the game. It'll be fourth down and inches. One receiver to the right, 2 to the left, tight end on the left, pistol formation. Rolls the quarterback. He's going to take it himself. He almost gets tackled for a loss. He's definitely going to get the first down as he's tackled at about the 15-yard line. J.J. Doshin had him initially, but he was able to just squeeze his way through there after Doshin had him by the jersey, and it just wasn't able to grip it hard enough. 10-20 left to go here in the fourth quarter. First down and 10 for the Wildcats in the red zone now at the 15-yard line. Two receivers to the right, one to the left. Pistol rolls the quarterback. Weichel, the tailback. They hand it off to Weichel, and Weichel gets smacked and down for a minimal gain. I saw Damon Cohen in there, and I think Caleb Snodgrass was in there as well. I'm telling you what, Damon Cohen really gets after it, Chance.
Yeah, the whole Cohen family seems to love contact and wanting to hit. And I know that, he came in, wasn't quite sure if he was going to dress tonight, and decided to go ahead and dress up. And, it's nice to see him getting some playing time. He had a minor injury he had from earlier this week that he wasn't sure if he was going to allow him to play or not.
Second down and 9 here for Meadowbridge. Same formation, two receivers to the right, one to the left, pistol. Going to do a little bubble screen pass here. It's complete, and I do believe he got the first down. That was number 18. No, that couldn't be 18. That would mean that was Sims. That's not 18. That's 10. And I don't have a 10 on the roster. So what does that tell you?
No, we got Elijah Rowe. Elijah Rowe. There is a 10 on there. Elijah Rowe.
Elijah Rowe. I have him as 1.
Me too.
I got him as 10 on mine.
All right. Well, Roll's going to keep it himself as he's lined up at quarterback. Reaches for the pylon. He's in. Touchdown, Meadowbridge.
Touchdown, Meadowbridge.
Clock rolls. 48-12. Now it stops. So extra point pending here for Meadowbridge. It was the quarterback trip rolls on the carry and keeper who got that into the end zone. See if they go for 2 here. It looks like they're going to. 2 receivers lined up to the right, 1 to the left. Tight end is on the right. I don't even know who's lined up at quarterback here. It's somebody different. He's going to throw a little swing pass. He catches it one-handed. He's not going to get there. He's down short. 2-point conversion, no good. Who was that?
Caleb Bragg came in and just hammered the guy after he got the ball.
Corey Cooper was the one who threw the pass, a freshman. So he doesn't get the 2-point conversion. 8:28 left to go in this game. CB's lead by a score of 48-12. We'll take a break and come back. You are listening to Clay Battelle CB's Football here on WAJR.com.
In a world where memories fade, preserving them shouldn't. I'm Rob Lang, 5th generation owner of Lang Monument. My family has been helping Morgantown families honor their loved ones for over 150 years. Choose from granite, marble, or bronze with expert engraving and installation. A Lang member will guide you every step of the way. Celebrate a legacy that stands the test of time. Lang Monument on Don Knotts Boulevard across from the Wharf District and online at langmonument.com.
Josh Heinerman here with Advanced HVAC and Plumbing. For over 25 years, we have been making Morgantown homes cozy and efficient. From emergency repairs to energy-efficient upgrades, your comfort is our top priority. A proud supporter of high school athletics, Advanced is the area's only factory-authorized Carrier dealer, but we can service any brand or model. Carrier, turn to the experts and turn to Advanced.
This is Clay Battelle High CB's Football on WAJR.
Kickoff is away, and Braden Ponceroff looking to get in the middle of the field. He's into the open field. He's in a foot race. He's got nobody behind him. He's got everybody behind him. He's 10-5 touchdown CBs. Why would you kick it to him? Wow. Well, I guess we saw the elusive speed of when Braden Ponceroff gets into the open field. He can take it to the house. And, hey, Chance, remember how I said that the defense and special team scores would outlast the offense? There's a special team score, so that only puts it at 6-point score.
Yeah, that's correct. They're only giving up 6 points per night. And we also mentioned that extra points and 2-point conversions count. I think they may be even tonight.
Say that again?
The 2 points and the extra points count as special teams.
Oh, points. So you're just looking for reasons.
So with that, well, hey, it's special teams, is it not? It may be a 2-point play. That's considered special teams.
All right, they're going to line up here. We have no play clock. And now there's a flag. So confused about where that was lining up. We didn't have a play clock.
I had a delay of game, though, is what the call is, though.
Well, they waited 5 seconds to call the delay of game. So they're going to move the second team in, and they're going to say, hey, you try this 2-point conversion. Jacob McLaughlin in at quarterback.
They are sending Gump in, though.
Don't worry. You got first. It looks like most of the starting offensive line is still in, actually, Chance. Well, no, I'm seeing Leighton. All right, let's see what they do here. McLaughlin going to keep it himself. He tucks and runs, somehow sneaks behind the defender, doesn't get there. If it would have been an original 2-point conversion, he would have gotten there, but it ends up short. 2-point conversion, no good. It's 54-12 CBs. We'll take a break and come back. You are listening to Clay Battelle CB's Football here on WAJR.com.
Z-Bart is your local expert for automotive appearance and protection. If you're concerned about rust and have a used vehicle, you need to know it's not too late. Z-Bart Rust Eliminator is a 3-step process. First, we pressure wash the underside of your vehicle and inspect. Next, we spray on the Rust Eliminator chemical. Then, we apply the patented Z-Bart undercoating. Add years of life to your vehicle. Learn more at zbart.com. Z-Bart of Morgantown, I-68 exit 7.
This is Clay Battelle High CB's football on WAJR.
7:52 left to go here in this ball game. CB's lead by a score of 54-12 after this special teams touchdown. As the stands have kind of cleared out here, Chance.
They have. We've lost a couple people, that's for sure.
A lot of people thought that we were going to see a game tonight.
Yes, they showed up. They said free admission to see a good football game, and they didn't get the memo that the CBs didn't want it to be a ball game.
They said, it's 9:30, I'm a little bit past my bedtime, and this game is out of hand. You know what? I'm going to go home. But you can listen to us on the way. Braden Ponceroff still set to kick this one off here. He booms this one, and it drops to the feet of Logan Crow. Crow going to try and take it himself, and he's wrapped up. Loss of negative yardage on the return, and he puts it back on his own 20. So that is where the Wildcats will take over. We'll have a running clock, so you got to imagine that here soon you got to be talking about final drive territory. Although with the time of possession, I would definitely say that this certainly could be the final drive, Chance.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to see them. I think they're going to run. Maybe they do decide to pass, but if they run, the clock's going to run pretty quick.
Snodgrass comes from the weak side and wraps him up into the backfield. Here's what's wild, Chance, and when we've put our second team in, obviously the opponent's run game has been able to get going every time this season. This is the first time that I really don't see a step back being taken when we put our second stringers in. And I don't know if it's credit to these young guys and how well they have gotten into this season. As we approach second down here, we'll talk about that here in a moment. Backup quarterback is in. Or the freshman quarterback is in for Meadow Bridge. Once again, that is Corey Cooper. A lot of Corey quarterbacks coming into the game now as it brings up third down and manageable, about third down and 7. So maybe this is just a case of second stringers versus second stringers here. Third down and 7 here. Pistol formation for Meadow Bridge. They line up to keep it themselves. It is Corey Cooper, and he's going to be stopped for a minimal gain of about 1, and it'll bring up fourth down and 6. Okay, Chance, so like I was talking about, do you feel like it's a case of these second stringers for the CBs have gotten better because they've gotten a lot of game time? They've played 3 straight games, and or is this a case of Meadowbridge has just flat out laid down?
I think it's a little bit of both, to be honest with you. I think what it's showing is that your second string has got to play enough through these other games that they're starting to get comfortable out there, which is what playing experience can do. And that's why I say it's a key to having a program that just keeps building.
We're going to go for it on fourth down here. Cooper set to throw. He makes it complete. He will get the first down and a little bit more. That is Elijah Rowe on the completion there for the Wildcats, and they'll move the chains. Ball is placed at the 37-yard line. First down for Meadowbridge. 4:50 left to go here in this game. CB still lead by a score of 54-12. CB's led by a score of 42-6 at halftime, which none of us saw coming. Pistol formation. Looks like the starting quarterback's back into the game now. Nope, it is still Corey Cooper. They run a reverse here to Elijah Rowe. Rowe's not all that fast.
But he's slippery.
He's very hard to bring down. He's had a couple of completions, a couple good runs. That time, not so good, but at the same time, he got the ball about 6 yards in the backfield and only ended up giving a loss of 1. So maybe net yardage, you could say that it was a gain of 4. Anyways, 2nd down and 11 here. 2 receivers lined up to the right, to the left, 1 to the right, tight end on the left. Pistol formation. And a fumble on the snap. It's picked up by the running back. And he gets into the open space, and he's brought down by Jacob Layton. And it's a good gain. The ball is being placed at the 45-yard line. Line to gain is the 47. It'll be 3rd down here and 2, 3:20 left to go here in this game.
Brings the ball up to the 45-yard line, and that'll be 3rd and 3.
I'll tell you what, it's nice to see the first stringers getting so excited for the second stringers as they make plays.
Snap is good. They're going to drop back to pass here. It's complete to, I believe that was Corey Reichard, sophomore for the Wildcats. Reichard, I recognize that name. I wonder if he has a brother that played last year. Because he's only a sophomore.
Tackle made by Barr.
Passing game's looking better with the second string than it did with the first string.
It is a young quarterback, and I mean, same thing for Meadowbridge. Get him a chance to play, get some experience.
Snap is good. He drops back to pass. He's going to throw it deep over the middle, and it's incomplete. And they're going to throw a flag. Okay.
They haven't called that all night long. And now they decide they want to get it out of their back pocket.
Well, Chance, they haven't thrown a flag in a while.
I totally agree with you on that, Ethan. But I just hate it because it was a young player I felt made a decent play. There was definitely a little bit of contact, but I don't think it messed up the pass play by any means.
15-yard penalty and an automatic first down places the ball at the 29-yard line. First down for the Meadowbridge Wildcats on a running clock. This will be the final drive of the game as we approach 1:45 left to go. Cooper keeps it himself, runs to the right side, and he's going to be brought down for a minimal gain of about 1. Caleb Snodgrass, I believe that was Damon Cohen on the tackle there.
Tackle made by Snodgrass.
You know, Chance, I told Coach LePeau, I said, I think you're going to win this game 42-14. He looked at me and he goes, really? That confident? I go, yeah, man. And look at him just shaking with his shaking hands with his team. And you can't. Wow, what a
nice
hit there
by somebody.
I believe that was Damon Cohen. Like I say, Chance, this Cohen family, man, they love contact. But
talking to his dad earlier,
yeah,
they said this season's killing him because it's the first year of any sport really he's ever played that he's not starting, that he's having to stand on the sideline, and he's showing right there that
Well, young man, I mean, he's a freshman. 3rd down here, very manageable. Cooper going to take it himself. Bounces to the outside of the left. Jukes back into the middle of the field here, and he's going to be wrapped up on the play. I believe that was J.J. Doshin on the tackle. Jacob Layton also did a good job upending the boy. But going back to the whole Coach LePeau thing, I think he challenged his players to come out and make a statement tonight, and they certainly have done that.
And, no coach ever going into a game is going to be confident. Not like we were, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're going to assume it's a game. They're ranked 5th in the state. We had a dog fight with them last year.
Yeah. All right, we'll wrap things up here on WAJR.com here in just a moment.
Z-Bart is your local expert for automotive appearance and protection. If you're concerned about rust and have a used vehicle, you need to know it's not too late. Z-Bart Rust Eliminator is a 3-step process. First, we pressure wash the underside of your vehicle and inspect. Next, we spray on the Rust Eliminator chemical. Then, we apply the patented Z-Bart undercoating. Add years of life to your vehicle. Learn more at zbart.com. Z-Bart of Morgantown, I-68 exit 7.
This is the WAJR post-game show presented by the Insurance Centers, where serving you is our best policy.
Welcome back to Blacksville, where the Seabees make a statement victory over the Meadow Bridge Wildcats, winning by a score of 54-12. Post-game wrap-up, sponsored by Z-Bart of Morgantown, here to restore your vehicle's original showroom beauty and shine from the inside out. Fort Pierpont Center in Morgantown, or search Z-Bart of Morgantown online. Chance, we talked a little bit about this, and we said, who are we going to talk about for the player of the game? And we talked about it a little bit, and it was kind of a funny discussion, but at the same time, though, Chance, you really, when you look at the stat sheet,
it kind of
sticks out to you. So I'll let you go ahead and read off the stats. Don't say the guy's name first, but read off the stats for him, and then say it.
You got 5 catches, 150 yards, 3 TDs. You got a 70-yard kickoff return. You got an onside kick by him that was recovered by his team, and you have an interception. I'll let you figure out the name.
Is it Ponce?
It's Braden Ponceroff.
Braden.
All-around game.
The team captain, the senior leader, your all-around weapon. You needed a statement from the Seabees tonight, and Chance, you certainly got one. You took down a top 5 team. You didn't just take them down. You grabbed them, you threw them around, you ripped up their clothing a little bit, and you sent them home packing.
Yes, it's going to be a long bus ride for Meadow Bridge as they go back. And I think, me and you talked about it a little bit as the week went along, and I think in the pregame show that we'd done that Meadow Bridge hadn't beat anybody that had, I think the most anybody had was 1 win. Everybody else was winless. And to be honest with you, Cameron's been playing. We've had some easy games, but we also started out with Cameron. I think Frontier's a better team than a lot of people give them respect for as far as single-A football.
I think they were better than this team, to be quite honest with you.
In single-A football. And I think it's one of them, that preparation of the harder game, even though maybe you lost to Cameron, that got you prepared for tonight's game. And I just felt like when they come in here, they got hit in the mouth hard, and they didn't want to play no more.
Your Vision Homes player of the game is Braden Ponceroff. Vision Homes has been building custom homes in the area for families for over 30 years. Ask visionhomes.com and see how easy it is to build a house you're proud to call home. Well, Chance, I think this house here in Blacksville is one place that we are proud to call home. See what I did there?
Yes.
And we are going to be away from home for a little bit. We don't know if you're going to be joining me. We'll kind of leave that up for interpretation. I'm sure we should be able to broadcast this one, but this was certainly a good game, probably the best game of the year played by the Seabees.
It was the best all-around game. I felt like they put it together from start to finish. The pass game seemed to start clicking as the game went along. We seen a little bit of rust to begin with. Then I really felt like Corey settled down. He noticed he was getting a little bit of time in the pocket. The line was giving him the time. They even done some rollout to give him a little bit more time to, and I think he does enjoy that rollout. I think it allows him to get into the feel of the game. And once you started seeing him clicking, just Meadow Bridge didn't have no answer. They really weren't stopping the run to begin with. And then once the passes started hitting, it's going to be a long road is how this game was. There's no doubt in my mind that, there is the possibility. I know it was 54, whatever the final score was here. I know you wrote it down. But there is a possibility that we see Meadow Bridge again this season. I honestly believe that. I believe we could be the high seed, and they maybe have to come back up here again. And at the same time, you never take one of those teams and just say, hey, we're going to turn around and do it to them again. They're going to come up here with even a bigger chip on their shoulder if they get that opportunity and want to, come up here and redeem themselves.
Long discussion here going on by the head coaches, but it's all friendly because we saw a lot of smiling, a lot of laughing, coaches shaking hands, something you absolutely love to see. Wrapping things up here on WAJR.com. Once again, your final score from Blacksville. The Seabees make a statement over the Meadow Bridge Wildcats and win by a score of 54-12. For Chance Collins, I'm Ethan
High school
Collins,
football
saying
on
good night.
WHAR has been brought to you in part by Advanced HVAC and Plumbing, keeping your home cozy year-round. Morgantown's residential HVAC and plumbing leader for over 20 years. Online at advancedheatingandcooling.info. By HealthWorks Rehab and Fitness, West Virginia's choice for physical therapy for over 45 years. When your body hurts, go to HealthWorks. Find a location near you. Go to healthworksrf.com. By Lang Monument, family-owned and celebrating families since 1874. Located in the Wharf District, Morgantown, and online at langmonument.com. By DPS Land Services, your partner in land management and acquisition, leasing, mineral buying, due diligence, and more. Our expert team makes complex land